Chapter 363. Wang Zhong knew this granny. She was an old granny from the village with the surname Lin. Her family was well-to-do and she was very popular. Granny Lin. The two sisters greeted politely. Where's your mother? Granny Lin looked into the house and asked. Mom is asleep. Sun Lianmei said with a sad face.
Oh, I see.
Granny Lin sighed. I know about your mother's illness. Is she short of money? Granny Lin, do you have a way? Sun Lianmei asked. Yes, there's a guy from the neighboring village with the surname Wang. He's very hard-working and has always been single. He told me that if he finds a wife, he's willing to give you 100,000 yuan as a betrothal gift. Granny Lin told them the purpose of her visit. Wang Zhong was unhappy. Sun Lianmei was not even 18 years old. How could she get married? I'm still young. Sun Lianmei frowned. I know. I'm just giving you the money first. You can go over and register your marriage in a few years. Look at my son. He got married at the age of 16. Is that guy lame? Wang Zhong asked. He remembered that the guy was a famous bachelor in the neighboring village. He was in his 30s now. His legs are a little problematic. But he's very good. You won't lose out if you marry him. After that, Granny Lin chatted with Sun Lianmei for a long time. She said that the guy was very good. His house was covered with tiles. She said that if you marry him, you'll enjoy a good life. Although there's a 10-year age gap between you two, such an old man is very reliable. That night, Wang Zhong did not sleep at all. After thinking for a long time, he felt that he couldn't do that. Second sister can't marry such a person. It's her life. I'm going to the city. I'm going to make a lot of money. Wang Zhong made up his mind. Wang Zhong's first thought was live streaming. But after some observation, the live streaming industry in this world was not popular yet. Then he thought of going to the film studio. But after thinking about it, he was too young. He couldn't even be a small actor. Should he rob? After thinking about it, Wang Zhong shook his head. He couldn't do anything illegal. How worrisome. Wang Zhong looked up at the sky, hating the fact that he was still a child. Otherwise, he would definitely be able to make a name for himself. At this time, he suddenly had an idea. He took out a piece of paper from his bag. There was a phone number on the paper. This phone call was from Su Wen. After she left, Su Wen said that if he had a phone, he could call her to chat. Early the next morning, Wang Zhong specially went to the entrance of the village because in the entire village, only the small shop at the entrance of the village had a telephone. After giving the convenience store 1 yuan, Wang Zhong dialed Su Wen's number. Hey, who is this? A strong voice was heard. Wang Zhong guessed that this should be Su Wen's father. I'm Su Wen's classmate. I'm looking for her, Wang Zhong said. Oh, I'll call her right away. Xiao Wan, your classmate is calling. Oh, I'm coming. A few seconds later, Su Wen picked up the phone. Hello, who are you? Ahem, it's me, Sun Lianjie. It's you, country bumpkin. You're still calling me a country bumpkin. Wang Zhong was speechless. He, I'm just joking with you. Only brothers call each other that. Do you understand? Su Wen seemed to be in a good mood. Wang Zhong said, There's something I want to ask you. Tell me, we're friends. Whatever it is, I can definitely get it done unless I can't do it, Su Wen said. This girl is quite forthright. Wang Zhong said, It's like this. My mother is sick. Wang Zhong roughly explained the matter. Su Wen frowned and said, Cancer? That's troublesome. Hurry up and go to the hospital. Well, I'm short of money now. If it's possible, can you lend me a few tens of thousands? Of course, Su Wen said without hesitation. A few tens of thousands was nothing to her family. Thank you. This is my mother's bank card. Don't worry, I owe you the money. Okay. Wang Zhong gave her his bank card. When he went back, His sisters were very happy when they heard that the money problem was solved. I didn't expect Su-won to be so nice. Yeah, that's great. Our mother can be saved now. After Huang Lianying heard it, she was also very relieved. With money, according to the doctor, her illness would definitely be cured. However, what surprised Wang Zhong was that Su-won hadn't transferred any money to him even after a few days. Helpless, he called Su-won again. It was Su-wen's father who answered the phone. After recognizing Wang Zhong's voice, he scolded, "Our Su-won said that she won't lend you money. Don't harass our Su-wan in the future." Without any mercy, the other party hung up the phone. Wang Zhong was a little confused. What's going on? Thinking of the bits and pieces of Su-won before, her straightforwardness, her promises, were those all fake? Wang Zhong wanted to ask in person. On the way back, Wang Zhong couldn't help but raise his head in disappointment. He was still too naive. What Su-won said before might just be a casual remark. Who knew that she would really lend him money? Or perhaps, Su-won was also worried that Wang Zhong would lie to her. Strictly speaking, Wang Zhong also understood. However, he didn't expect that she would go back on her word after promising him. What? You're not lending again? After second sister heard the news, she immediately ran out crying. When she returned, she had already brought back 100,000 yuan. I went to see that cripple Wang. When second sister returned home, she threw the 100,000 yuan on her mother's bed. Because that person was a cripple, the villagers called him Cripple Wang. Granny Lin is right. Although Cripple Wang's feet are not nimble, he's not a bad person. He's the only one in the house, so he's quite clean. Sun Lianmei finished in one breath. As she spoke, tears fell. I've accepted the gift money. In a few days, he'll hold a banquet and we'll get married. Daughter, I've let you down. Huang Lianying didn't know what to say at this moment. She cried and shouted. 5 days later, Cripple Wang bought a lot of gifts and came over with his relatives. Both parties discussed for a while and finally decided to hold a banquet 3 days later and register their marriage a few years later. Second sister, Sun Lianmei, was officially married to Cripple Wang. Brother-in-law, if you dare not treat my sister well, I'll get her to divorce you. While Cripple Wang was alone, Wang Zhong went over and said, Brother, don't worry. Everyone in the village knows what kind of person I am. Cripple Wang said seriously. Okay. Although this person was a cripple, Wang Zhong found that this person was quite honest after observing him for a while. After the banquet, Sun Lianmei moved in with them. The next day, Huang Lianying packed her things and went to the city with Sun Lianli to prepare for the operation. As there were livestock at home, Wang Zhong didn't follow them. Besides, it was useless to follow them. Just like this, Wang Zhong stayed at home alone for the next few days. Second sister, Sun Lianmei, came back to visit from time to time. According to her, although Cripple Wang was a little old, he was really good to her. Cripple Wang took over all the household chores and didn't let Sun Lianmei do the work. Hearing this, Wang Zhong heaved a sigh of relief. His second sister's marriage being blissful was the greatest consolation to him. After Sun Lianli and his mother went to Shanghai, Wang Zhong didn't know how they were doing because they didn't have mobile phones. Fortunately, the place they went to was the doctor recommended by the director. They should be well taken care of there. 10 days later, school started. As usual, Wang Zhong packed his school bag and summer homework and went to school. When he passed by Huang Duoshui's house, he saw Huang Duoshui walking out of the house angrily. After staying in the city for a while, Huang Duoshui's skin had become fairer. Her face used to be dark, but now she had become more beautiful. Huang Duoshui. Wang Zhong greeted. It's you, Sun Lianjie. Why didn't you go out recently? I don't want to go out. Huang Duoshui snorted, as if she was still angry. What's wrong with you? Sun Lianjie, do you want to go to the city? Huang Duoshui suddenly asked. Yes, but we don't have money. If we want to go to the city, we can only rely on our hard work. Wang Zhong said, thinking that after going to the city, Huang Duoshui seemed to have changed a lot. She was no longer the simple village girl who liked to play with dogs. Chapter 364. Sun Lianjie, I went to the city this time. My godfather and godmother are really good to me. I can wear new clothes every day and eat steak every day. Do you know about steak? You must have never eaten it, right? Wang Zhong nodded and said casually, I have seen it on TV. Steak is delicious. I also ate a lot of things that I haven't eaten before. My godfather and godmother also said that I can go to their house to play when I have time. They will be my parents in the future. Wang Zhong didn't know what to say now. He wanted to tell Huang Duoshui that those people were just acting. After all, they were going to be filmed and broadcast. Of course, they would be good to you. After a while, even if they stood in front of you, they wouldn't care about you. They also have a big TV at home. I can watch a lot of movies every day. They said that their daughter will be a big star in the future. I want to be a star in the future. I want to live in the city. I don't want to stay here anymore. What did your parents say? They are not good at all. I told them in the past few days that I want to live with my godfather and godmother, but they refused. They also said bad things about my godfather and godmother. Wang Zhong finally understood why Huang Duoshui was like this. After all, it was because Huang Duoshui yearned for the life in the city, but how could Huang Yukai and his wife have the ability to provide such a life? When he arrived at school in the afternoon, Wang Zhong suddenly saw a few children bullying Huang Duoshui on the playground. Wang Zhong quickly ran over. Huang Duoshui, you have lived in the city for a few days. Do you really think that you are a city dweller? Bah, you dare to show off your new dress in front of me. I will trample on your dress. Do you think your godfather and godmother will still want you? Don't be stupid. You are just acting. Several students scolded while stepping on Huang Duoshui's dress. The original brand new dress was dirty. Woo, don't hit me. Huang Duoshui cried and shouted. What are you doing? Wang Zhong rushed out. Who are you? Because they weren't in the same class as Wang Zhong, these students didn't know Wang Zhong. I am Huang Duoshui's friend. Why are you bullying her? It's none of your business. One of the strongest among them walked over and wanted to kick Wang Zhong. Everyone was about the same age, so of course Wang Zhong wasn't afraid of them. With a cold snort, he took the lead and kicked out. Ouch! This person was directly kicked to the ground, and the other students did not dare to come over. In the future, if anyone dares to bully Huang Duoshui, I will deal with them. Wang Zhong threatened. Do you understand? My name is Sun Lianjie. People call me Brother Jie. He had to use the name of a hooligan to scare the children. Later, Wang Zhong found out that the reason why these children bullied Huang Duoshui was because Huang Duoshui showed off in front of them, such as having eaten steak and new clothes. The other students were not convinced and said a few words to Huang Duoshui, which led to a scolding war. Hence, Huang Duoshui was bullied. It was ridiculous, but primary school students were like that. Even if they were scolding each other, they would be afraid that they would be at a disadvantage and would definitely scold back. After this incident, Huang Duoshui wanted to go back to live in the city even more. Several times, she told Wang Zhong that she missed her godfather and godmother. Huang Duoshui, they are not your parents. They are just acting. It's not real. On the weekend, Huang Duoshui and Wang Zhong were herding sheep together. Wang Zhong patiently comforted her. Sun Lianjie, why do you say that about my godparents like them? Huang Duoshui said angrily. Because it's a fact. You are a child from the countryside, and they are city people. They are good to you just for the sake of acting. I don't believe it. I will call them now and ask them to pick me up. I want to live in the city. Huang Duoshui was unwilling to believe this fact and ran out angrily. Because Huang Duoshui blocked away, Huang Duoshui angrily kicked Huang Duoshui away. Ow! Ow. Immediately, Huang Duoshui rolled on the ground in pain. Unfortunately, Huang Duoshui, who had always loved the dog very much, didn't even look at it. This child has become cold. Wang Zhong sighed and chased after her. At the entrance of the village, Huang Duoshui said to Wang Zhong, "Godfather told me that I can call them if I need anything." As if she wanted to prove it, she dialed the number. "Hello." Su Wen's father's voice came from the other end of the phone. "Godfather, it's me, Huang Duoshui."
"Oh, Shui.
The other end of the phone laughed dryly. "What's the matter?" "I miss you. Can you pick me up?" The other end of the phone was silent. "If we have time, we will come." "That's great. Godfather, how is Godmother?" "I think she cooked and ate." "Right? I will give you food when I have time. Study hard. I still have something to do. That's all for now." "Godfather, when will you come?" "This depends on the situation. After all, you are not our daughter. Do you understand?" "But you said that I am your goddaughter," Huang Duoshui said weakly. "Yes, but we have our own daughter. Do you understand? Don't contact us if there is nothing in the future. That's all." Before Huang Duoshui could finish, the phone was ruthlessly hung up. Huang Duoshui walked home gloomily. Wang Zhong was worried that something would happen to her, so he kept following her. "Sun Lianjie, you are right. It is all an act. They said that I can go and play anytime and anywhere, but it is also fake." Huang Duoshui suddenly cried. As she cried, she walked. Perhaps, this was also a kind of growth for Huang Duoshui. Wang Zhong suddenly did not want to comfort Huang Duoshui. Sometimes, letting her see the cruelty of the world would be beneficial to her future life. After returning home, Huang Duoshui carried her little yellow dog and ran to the door to bask in the sun. "I'm sorry, little dog. I kicked you. It must be very painful, right?" Huang Duoshui said as she stroked the little yellow dog's fur. "Woof, woof." The little yellow dog seemed to understand and barked a few times. "When I grow up in the future, I will bring you to the city." Huang Duoshui seemed to have made up her mind. She looked up at Wang Zhong, who was standing under the sun, and said, "Sun Lianjie, when we graduate in the future, shall we go to the city to work together?" "Okay, but do you really want to be a star?" Wang Zhong squatted at the side and felt relieved. Huang Duoshui was much stronger than he thought. At least, she was not affected by her godfather's words. "Yes, I want to be a star. Godfather is good to me, but it is all an act. In fact, he looks down on me, so I have to do better. I have to let them see that I, Huang Duoshui, can become a good actress. I want to become a famous star." Wang Zhong did not know what to say at this time. Why was it that his mission was to become a star and everyone around him had to become a star? "I think that we are still too far away from becoming a star. Let's improve our grades first. What do you think?" "That's right, Sun Lianjie. You are still the smart one. But I also have to work harder. From today onwards, teach me how to sing. When I become famous, I will definitely bring you to the city." Wang Zhong was happy. "Okay, I will teach you how to sing." Days passed. 2 months later, Huang Lianying and Sun Lianli finally came back. Fortunately, the surgery was very successful. However, Huang Lianying had lost a lot of weight. The doctor reminded her that in the future, Huang Lianying could only drink some porridge and eat food that was easy to digest. She could not work too much. From then on, the farm work fell onto Wang Zhong and his third sister, Sun Lianli. Another month passed, and the program, Transformations, was finally broadcast. The moment the program was broadcast, it quickly attracted a lot of attention. The village girl, Huang Duoshui, was smart and quick-witted. Although she was in the city, she helped her godfather and godmother with housework, weeding the grass in front of her house, cleaning, and learning to cook. Her hard-working image was liked by many viewers. Everyone kindly gave her a small nickname, Shui. The city girl, Su Wen, also received a lot of attention. She gradually grew up in the village from a little girl who did not know anything. She learned how to wash clothes, pick up firewood, herd sheep, and barbecue in the field. Moreover, she also made a very good friend. His name was Sun Lianjie. Chapter 365. Even Wang Zhong himself didn't expect that the broadcast this time would make him a minor celebrity. Many people in the school know that he saved Su Wen, otherwise, Su Wen might not have been able to go home that night. Now, not only the people in the countryside call him Little Hero, but also many viewers affectionately call Wang Zhong the little hero of the mountain village. I didn't expect you to save Su Wen. After watching this episode of The Transformation, Huang Duoshui went to Wang Zhong's house to chat. Actually, it's mainly because of your little yellow dog. If it didn't smell the smell, she wouldn't have been saved. Wang Zhong explained. Oh, my little dog is really smart. Huang Duoshui looked at little Huang, who was sitting at the door and dozing off, and said with melancholy, Sun Lianjie, you and Su Wen have such a good relationship on TV. Do you still contact each other often? Wang Zhong shook his head. I called her once and asked her to borrow money. Later, nothing happened. I'm afraid we won't have any interaction in the future. Hearing this, Huang Duoshui laughed and seemed to be very happy that Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui did not contact each other. It's okay, we will be good friends in the future. When we graduate, let's go to the film and television city together. Wang Zhong was surprised. Film and television city? Yes, how is it? These days, I've used the school's computer to do some research. There's a film studio in Shanghai. Many movies and TV series are filmed there. According to the internet, you can see a celebrity just by walking a few steps. Wang Zhong sighed. It seems that Huang Duoshui and Su Wen are the same. They also regard being a big star as their goal. Huang Duoshui continued to look forward to it and said, You are right. You can only rely on yourself to do anything. Although my family's condition is not bad in the village, after walking around outside, you will find that we are too poor. Poor people don't even want to talk to you. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was 17 years old. This year, he was about to face the college entrance examination. With the end of the broadcast of The Transformation, Wang Zhong was surprised that Su Wen gradually became popular. This city girl with a spoiled personality who didn't know how to do housework gradually changed herself after a series of performances in the countryside. After that, Su Wen accepted some interviews. A TV series threw an olive branch to Su Wen and invited her to act as the stepdaughter of the male lead in a TV series. Later on, Wang Zhong watched this television program. Su Wen's performance was very good. In the show, she also played a spoiled city girl. In the end, under the guidance of the main character, Su Wen gradually became outstanding and became a successful person. This was a very inspirational TV series, so once it was broadcast, it was a great success and Su Wen's fame became even greater. As for Huang Duoshui, although she became popular because of the episode of The Pervert, no one supported her. Over time, the public gradually forgot about her. Gradually, Huang Duoshui changed from a little girl who loved to laugh and play to a hard-working top student. After that, she didn't go out to play much. During the holidays, she would stay at home to study. Occasionally, she would come over to chat with Wang Zhong when she saw him herding the sheep behind. Everyone was 17 years old now. He had grown up, and Huang Duoshui had also grown up. From a little girl next door who cried all the time, she had grown into a beautiful little sister next door. Huang Duoshui, who was young, not only was her academic performance among the best, but she was also a study committee member in their junior high school in the countryside. Her singing talent was also trained since she was young. Her singing was very beautiful. However, Wang Zhong himself didn't know when he and Huang Duoshui's communication gradually decreased. This was probably a common problem between boys and girls. After all, they were of the opposite sex. It didn't seem good to get too close. However, every time the two met, Huang Duoshui would greet him and talk about the recent situation. Although Wang Zhong wanted to be a big star, he also knew that education was very important. To be a big star, people also looked at your education. Therefore, Wang Zhong was about to graduate. He filled in his application and chose a school called Shanghai High School next to the Shanghai Film and Television Base. First, it was close to the film and television base. Second, the education quality of this school was good. After filling in the application, Wang Zhong and his classmates went to the school cafeteria. Because junior high school was far away from home, he lived in school for the past 3 years and ate in the cafeteria. Wang Zhong ate with a few classmates and everyone chatted with each other. Because Wang Zhong's academic performance was good, he sometimes took care of his classmates. Therefore, he was very popular. Son Lianjie, where are you going to school? At this time, the little beauty in the class, and Xiaoran, walked over. And Xiaoran's academic performance was second only to Wang Zhong's in the class. Because everyone's academic performance was good, the teacher arranged for them to be deskmates. Shanghai High School, Wang Zhong said. Oh, what a coincidence. I'm going there too. And Xiaoran said and lowered her head in embarrassment. Seeing this scene, Wang Zhong sighed in his heart. He had been deskmates with Xiaoran for so many years. How could he not know what this little girl was thinking? Usually, she would bring him snacks from time to time and give him some small gifts. Every time she spoke to him, she would speak softly. To be honest, Wang Zhong had a good impression of her. But they were all children. Could she stop fooling around? Therefore, Wang Zhong could only pretend to be ignorant of Xiaoran's courteous behavior. Wow, what a coincidence. The students at the side winked at each other and giggled. And Xiaoran said, Son Lianjie, why don't we go to school together? Of course, Wang Zhong could not refuse. He nodded and said, Okay. Hearing Wang Zhong agree, and Xiaoran smiled happily. Son Lianjie. Unexpectedly, at this time, Huang Duoshui came over with the food. These days, everyone knew that Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui lived in the same village. The classmates did not find it strange that they knew each other. And Xiaoran nodded slightly at Huang Duoshui. The two of them greeted each other. After chatting about where they were going to school, just as Wang Zhong guessed, Huang Duoshui was also going to Shanghai High School. What a coincidence. I was just talking to Son Lianjie. We are going to Shanghai High School, and Xiaoran said. That's really a coincidence. Son Lianjie, I also wanted to talk to you about this. I wanted to persuade you to go to school there. Now, I don't need to persuade you anymore, Huang Duoshui said casually. Wang Zhong smiled, picked up his bowl and said, Let's work hard together. After eating, a male classmate named Zhou Ming winked at Wang Zhong and said, Lianjie, you have to thank me this time. What's wrong? Wang Zhong was a little puzzled. And Xiaoran asked where you were going to school. I told her about it. I didn't expect her to apply there. Zhou Ming said with envy, AI, it seems that Xiaoran is really infatuated with you. And I heard that her family background is good. If I can get her, it doesn't matter if the child is mine or not. Wang Zhong knew that Zhou Ming was joking, but he was surprised. He did not expect Xiaoran to apply for that school for him. A few days later, the exam was finally over. Everyone was waiting for the results to come out. Wang Zhong packed his things in the dormitory, carried 2 big boxes, and prepared to take the bus home. Over the years, because of the good policies, life in the mountains had gradually improved. The most intuitive thing was that there were roads in every village. Just as he reached the door, a horn sounded. Wang Zhong looked back and found a black car behind him. The rear window opened and Xiaoran's head poked out. Son Lianjie. Xiaoran. Wang Zhong smiled and walked over. The driver was a middle-aged woman who looked quite similar to Xiaoran. It was obvious that she was Xiaoran's mother. Son Lianjie, you have so much luggage? Yes, I have accommodation. Why don't we send you? And Xiaoran suddenly said, You have so much luggage. It's not convenient to take the bus. And Xiaoran's mother was obviously surprised by Xiaoran's words. However, Xiaoran's mother did not say anything. She squeezed out a smile and said, You're the class monitor in Xiaoran's class, right? Wang Zhong nodded. Hello, Auntie. I'm Sun Lianjie. Get in the car. We'll give you a ride. There was no need to stand on ceremony. Wang Zhong thanked her and got in the car. On the way, Xiaoran's mother chatted with Wang Zhong a lot. She even said that Xiaoran admired him the most. Not only was he good in his studies, but he was also excellent in sports and singing. With regards to this, Wang Zhong could only smile modestly. Sun Lianjie, when you go to Shanghai, will you be staying there too? Xiaoran asked. Yes. My family is not well off. I can't afford to rent a house. Wang Zhong said honestly. Oh. What are you going to do during this holiday? I'm going to stay at home. What about you? My parents said that they're going to take me on a trip. Yes. We promised Xiaoran that the whole family will go out and have fun after graduation. Xiaoran's mother smiled. However, at this moment, Xiaoran's hand suddenly touched Wang Zhong's hand. She blushed and lowered her head. Chapter 366. Xiaoran's hand was soft and warm. Wang Zhong quivered and really wanted to ask, "What's going on?" He looked at Xiaoran in surprise and noticed that her face was as red as a tomato. Not only did she not let go of his hand, but she was also pressing on his hand. She was too bold. Her mother was driving, and he did not expect Xiaoran to be driving with him. Where did you learn to do this behind her mother's back? Even though Wang Zhong was experienced and knowledgeable, he was still somewhat astonished at this moment. He wanted to let go and tell Xiaoran that this was not right. They were still young. But if that was the case, wouldn't it hurt the girl's self-esteem? Moreover, her mother was driving. Wang Zhong sighed in his heart. He could only endure Xiaoran's molestation. Finally, they arrived at the village entrance. Xiaoran's mother was surprised. Wang Zhong's hometown was too poor, and the car could not enter the village. Looking around, most of the houses were mud houses. The roads were muddy, and there were many cows, sheep, chickens, and ducks in the fields. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Xiaoran. Wang Zhong quietly let go of Xiaoran's hand and looked at her deeply before alighting from the car. Sun Lianjie, let's go to Shanghai together. Xiaoran waved at Wang Zhong, and her mother drove away. On the way home, Feng Yu noticed that there were many gifts at home. Wang Zhong asked curiously, "Mom, we have guests? Who gave us so many gifts?" "Brother, you are back?" Wang Zhong took a look and saw that his second sister had returned. She was carrying a child. These few years, she and his brother-in-law, Cripple Wang, had given birth to a chubby boy. Although his brother-in-law, Cripple Wang, was disabled, they were living a good life. They had built a 2-story house and even bought a van. Their family was living a good life. "Second sister, where is brother-in-law? Are these gifts from you?" Wang Zhong felt very strange. In the past, although his second sister would buy some things for his mother when she came over, she would not buy such expensive things. "Your brother-in-law has been working on water and electricity recently and is very busy. He didn't have time to come over, so I came over myself." The second sister, Sun Lianmei, pointed to the room and said, "These gifts are for your third sister." Third sister? Wang Zhong's heart skipped a beat. Third sister also went on a blind date? Over the past few years, third sister had dropped out of school early to work because she wasn't good at her studies. She had been working at a clothing store in town. Because Wang Zhong didn't go home often, he didn't know much about the situation at home. "No, your third sister dated him herself, but our mom doesn't really like him." "Your third sister is telling mom about it now." Wang Zhong nodded and walked into the house. "Lianli, I couldn't do anything about your second sister's marriage at that time. But this time, it's your business. I must make the decision. I won't allow you to be with Song Chong," Huang Lianying said firmly. Hearing this, Wang Zhong heard, Song Chong, of course. He knew the name Song Chong. Not only him, but everyone in the village knew the name. Song Chong was a famous gangster in a small town outside the village. In elementary school, Song Chong relied on his brother's prestige and did whatever he wanted. Although Wang Zhong didn't have much interaction with him, he heard several times from his classmates that Song Chong often blackmailed some students. After that, Song Chong's brother fought outside and seemed to have killed someone, so he was sent to prison. However, Song Chong didn't restrain himself. Instead, he inherited his brother's style and acted like a tyrant around the school. After entering junior high school, Wang Zhong hadn't heard any news about Song Chong for a long time because he left there. At this moment, when he heard that third sister was actually dating Song Chong, Wang Zhong frowned. As far as he knew, this Song Chong was not reliable at all. Third sister's character was not as flexible as second sister's. She belonged to the kind of weak woman who would definitely suffer losses. Lian Jie, you're back. Third sister turned around and greeted him. Huang Lianying was peeling peanuts. When she saw Wang Zhong, she quickly said, "Son, quickly talk to your sister. Song Chong is about the same age as you. He is now a famous gangster here. How can your sister be with a gangster?" Because Wang Zhong was now the only male in the family and had the highest education level, the family members all listened to Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong frowned and said, "Third sister, is Song Chong very good to you? He often goes to the place where I work to see me. The things at the door were also bought today. What do you think? How long have you been in contact with him?" "More than half a month." "More than half a month." Wang Zhong was immediately amused. "Third sister, it's only been more than half a month, and you already believe him?" It had to be said that third sister's son Lianli's brain was indeed not as flexible as second sister's. For her, if someone was good to her, it was good. She didn't know if someone was lying to her. "How is his temper these days?" Wang Zhong asked. "It's good when he's good, but..." "What is it?" Wang Zhong could tell that something was amiss. "He likes to drink. Once when we had a meal with friends, he drank too much and scolded me a few times. But he came to my shop the next day and apologized to me." Wang Zhong shook his head helplessly. "Sister, you can't marry this person." Wang Zhong really knew his third sister too well. She was indecisive and resigned. She used to be like this in school. If anyone bullied her, she would sulk and not speak. "But brother, we have all accepted his gifts. So you don't want to break up because you think we have accepted his gifts?" Wang Zhong asked. "Then what do you think we should do?" Sun Lianli said hesitantly. It could be seen that she didn't know what she wanted at the moment. "It's very simple. Just break up. Let me analyze it for you. How is his family condition?" "His father was shot for murder at that time. His brother is now in prison." "What about his job? What does he do now?" Wang Zhong asked again. Not yet, but he said that I married him and went to do business." "Ha ha." Wang Zhong laughed directly. "You believe him just because he said so. Don't forget, he is a gangster and is very good at lying. He said he will change." Sun Lianli was still defending Song Chong. "That's fine. You two can be together again and see how he performs." Wang Zhong said. "Anyway, sister, you are still young, right?" This time, Sun Lianli didn't know what to say. In fact, in her heart, she also felt that Song Chong was unreliable. However, her character was so weak that she wouldn't say no to people. Even if it was her own marriage, she couldn't refuse. That was why she discussed it with her family. "Lianli, listen to your brother. This is a big matter in your life," Huang Lianying said. In the end, Sun Lianli nodded slightly. "Then we will accept his gifts. It's not a problem. I will send it to him tomorrow." "Thank you, brother." After returning to the house, Wang Zhong was also having a headache. As the saying goes, gifts are easy to accept, but difficult to return. This kind of gift was even more troublesome. With Song Chong's character, he was afraid that he would fall out with him directly. Although he was not afraid, he did not want to fight. He was not like Song Chong, who had nothing. He was fine even if he fought and went to jail. After all, he still had to go to school. If he had a criminal record or something, his future would be very troublesome. Therefore, he was thinking about how to talk to Song Chong. After thinking about it, he suddenly had an idea. The next day, he took his mother's admission form and went to a hospital in town first. He used his third sister's ID card and wrote a medical record card. After that, he went to the copy shop and copied his mother's previous test for stomach cancer. Finally, he wrote his third sister's name and pretended that she was sick. After that, Wang Zhong went to Song Chong's house. According to the address given by his third sister, he knew where Song Chong lived. Song Chong's house was as Wang Zhong imagined. It was really shabby. It could be said that it was worse than his own house. Wang Zhong really couldn't figure out why his third sister liked this kid. Song Chong was dressed quite fashionably. His hair was dyed yellow and he wore earrings. When he went to his house, he was playing cards with several gangsters in the village. To be honest, for so many years, Wang Zhong hated people who gambled the most. At this moment, his impression of Song Chong was even worse. "Who are you?" Song Chong didn't know Wang Zhong yet. He frowned and said, "Whose friend are you?" Chapter 367. Wang Zhong walked in and smiled. "Yo, are you playing cards? Brother Song is asking you a question. Who are you looking for?" A person who was looking at the cards stood up and said bluntly. They were playing a big game. What they were most afraid of was being reported. Once reported, the police would come to arrest them. Therefore, all the gambling money would be confiscated. Therefore, they didn't welcome people they didn't know. "My name is Sun Lianjie. Sun Lianli is my sister." Wang Zhong revealed his identity. "Damn. Brother-in-law." Song Chong was stunned. He smiled and winked at the people around him. The people around him became polite and quickly gave up their seats. "Don't be so polite, brother-in-law. We will be family in the future," Wang Zhong said politely. Ahaha. Song Chong was happy when he heard that. Although he was the leader of the gangsters here, no matter how good his life was, it wasn't as practical as having money. Therefore, he was still a pauper. He couldn't even afford to marry a wife. It was rare to meet a good-looking and honest Sun Lianli. Of course, he wanted to get her as soon as possible. At first, he was worried that the Sun family wouldn't agree. Then, he was afraid that he would bring people over to force her. He didn't expect his brother-in-law to come. "Good news. A very good news. Brother-in-law, since you are here, let's drink after I finish playing cards," Song Chong said as if he was a big brother. Wang Zhong smiled and said, "Okay, what are you playing?" "Jinhua, why don't you play a few rounds?" Song Chong smiled and pointed at the money on his table. "I won more than 1,000 today." Wang Zhong despised him in his heart. He was afraid that this guy would be like his father who ran away from home and gamble every day. However, he didn't say anything. He quietly watched them play cards. In order to blend in with these people, he would bet a few rounds from time to time. This kind of card was actually very easy to play. If you wanted to be safe, you could choose not to be bored and look at the cards in advance. However, after a few rounds, Wang Zhong noticed something. Every time Song Chong dealt the cards, his little finger would often press under the cards. After doing this a few times, Wang Zhong finally understood what was going on. This fellow was actually cheating. Because Song Chong's movements were very fast, no one noticed. In the card game, there was a middle-aged man with balding hair who lost the most. Several times, this balding man had a straight in his hand. It was a very good card, but his straight was not as big as Song Chong's. There was even one time when the Mediterranean man was clearly holding a JQK, but Song Chong was actually holding a bomb. When Shun Jin encountered a bomb, it was as if he had seen a ghost. In this round, the Mediterranean man bet all his money. After all, it was a straight gold. He might not even get a single chance in dozens of rounds. However, it was Song Chong's 3 bombs. Oh, Boss Lu, I'm sorry. 3 bombs. Ha ha ha, it's such a coincidence. I won. Song Chong was very proud. F*ck, I'm so unlucky. Old Lu cursed angrily. Don't be angry, don't be angry. It's a game of cards. There are winners and losers. Song Chong smiled. I'm not playing anymore. I'm leaving. Let's keep in touch next time. Song Chong smiled. After some people who didn't stay for dinner left, Song Chong asked his underlings to go to town to buy some cooked food back to entertain Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong smiled and stayed behind. When he came in, he was holding an envelope in his hand. Just now, when these people were playing cards, he used the excuse of going to the toilet and purposely dropped the envelope on the floor, causing a large pile of papers to fall out. Brother Song, why does your brother-in-law have an envelope here? The underling who cleaned Song Chong muttered and picked up the envelope on the ground. Envelope? This silly boy's money wouldn't be in the envelope, right? Song Chong said. Then give him the money later. Song Chong scolded. Are you stupid? Why are you still giving him money? Just say you didn't see it. As he spoke, he took the envelope and found that it was not money, but a medical record. It's a medical record. Brother Song, is your brother-in-law sick? How would I know? Song Chong frowned because the name on the medical record turned out to be Sun Lianli. Sun Lianli, isn't she his girlfriend? Brother Song, it's your girlfriend's name. I know. Song Chong opened it impatiently. Stomach cancer. Damn, stomach cancer. The underling's face changed. Brother Song, no wonder. This Sun family is afraid that Sun Lianli won't be able to get married, so they deliberately hide it. When you marry her, won't you marry a sick person? Song Chong scolded. Sun Lianli, this bitch, she didn't tell me that she was sick. Fortunately, I saw it in time. Wang Zhong had actually walked to the back door at this moment. He was peeking at Song Chong talking to his friends through the crack of the door. He was relieved. He only used this little trick to make Song Chong withdraw automatically. It was really good. He avoided a direct confrontation with him. Pretending to enter the house as if nothing happened, Wang Zhong smiled and said, Brother-in-law, what's wrong? Why are you suddenly not talking? Sun Lianjie, how is your sister's health recently? Song Chong asked with a fake smile. My sister's health is very good. Then what is this? Song Chong threw the medical record in the envelope on the table. Wang Zhong's face changed. Sister. Brother-in-law, where did you find this? At this moment, Wang Zhong's acting was very good. Contradiction, stupefaction, nervousness, and complicated expression were all shown at a glance. Where did you find it? What do you think? You dropped it yourself. Ah. Wang Zhong patted his thigh and muttered, I went to the hospital today to get the medical record. I didn't expect. Brother-in-law, don't mind it. This illness can be cured. Who the F*ck is your brother-in-law? Song Chong scolded. You want me to marry a sick person? Your family is actually so vicious. At this moment, Song Chong was very lucky. Fortunately, he found out in time. Otherwise, if he married Sun Lianli, he would not be able to throw away this burden. How can you say that? Wang Zhong shouted in shock. What? What else can I say? Song Chong snorted coldly. Don't let me see you in the future. Otherwise, I will beat you every time I see you. Also, don't pester your sister. Otherwise, I will beat you until your mother can't recognize you. To be honest, at this time, Wang Zhong had the ability and courage to punch Song Chong and let him know the price of being arrogant. But the result of that was nothing more than a moment of relief, but he would be sent to prison. If the school knew about it, he was afraid that he would not be able to go to high school. Therefore, Wang Zhong did not do it. He said, Let's go. My sister's illness can be cured. F*ck, this kind of illness is useless even if it is cured. Go to hell, stupid dog. Wang Zhong left here happily. Although he was scolded, the matter was finally solved. When he came to the intersection, he happened to see the Mediterranean man eating in a noodle shop at the end of the street. It could be seen that he did not have a good relationship with Song Chong. Otherwise, he would not have been cheated. This guy seemed to be a little rich and drove a BMW. Wang Zhong's heart skipped a beat and he walked over. Seeing Wang Zhong coming over, the Mediterranean man frowned. He knew that Wang Zhong was Song Chong's brother-in-law, so he was very uncomfortable when he lost the money. Why didn't you eat with Song Chong and the others? Song Chong is a bastard. He knows that my sister is sick and doesn't want her. Oh. The Mediterranean man sneered and did not say anything. At this time, Wang Zhong quietly leaned over and whispered, "Big brother, in the future, pay more attention to the dealer when you play cards, okay? You eat slowly, I'm leaving first." Wang Zhong said it very implicitly, but they were all smart people. He believed that the Mediterranean man would think about it. Sure enough, when the man heard it, he frowned and looked in the direction where Wang Zhong left. After a moment of silence, he called Song Chong's phone. "Yo, Boss Lou?" "Song Chong, let's play in the afternoon." "Okay, I'll play with you." Song Chong laughed. After hanging up the phone, the Mediterranean man said coldly, "You dare to cheat with me, Song Chong. If I catch you in the afternoon, I will King mess you up." Wang Zhong didn't know the situation here, but he could guess that the Mediterranean man was also a gangster, and he was doing better than Song Chong's group. This could be seen from the car he drove and the clothes he wore. Wang Zhong believed that if the Mediterranean man caught Song Chong cheating on the spot, he would definitely teach Song Chong a lesson. Although Song Chong's matter was solved, Wang Zhong knew that Sister San couldn't go to work in that town in the future to avoid meeting Song Chong again. Therefore, Wang Zhong decided to let her stay at home for a while. When he went to Shanghai, he would find a suitable job for Sister San if it was suitable and let her go. After returning home, Wang Zhong explained the matter. Song Chong really said that? Sun Lianli, who knew the truth, was about to cry. Of course. This fellow is completely unreliable. He likes to play cards and even cheats. When he found out that you were sick, he turned hostile on the spot and said that even if you were cured, you would still be a cripple. Whoever is with this kind of person is unlucky. Wang Zhong drank a mouthful of water and finished speaking in one breath. Thank you, brother. If it weren't for you, the rest of my life would be over. Sun Lianli said with a face full of fear. Lianli, listen to your brother in the future. There are not many people out there who are good. When you find a boyfriend, you should let your brother check. Mom said. Well, I know, brother. This time, thank you very much. You are my sister. If I don't help you, who will? Wang Zhong said helplessly. In the following days, Sun Lianli listened to Wang Zhong's words. She had been farming at home, herding sheep, and living an ordinary life. Wang Zhong, like Huang Duoshui, was preparing to go to Shanghai. The summer vacation passed day by day, and the day of going to Shanghai was getting closer and closer. He was about to leave home. In order to let Sister San and Mom have a peaceful life at home, Wang Zhong asked the telecommunications company to install a wired telephone at home and also installed running water at home. In order to not always go out to herd sheep, Wang Zhong bought some bricks in the backyard and built a sheep pen and a chicken pen. Seeing how capable Wang Zhong was, all of the neighbors in the village praised him for having a promising future. Many of them even allowed their daughters to interact more with Wang Zhong. Unfortunately, Wang Zhong has been maintaining the mode of a saint. He has been unmoved by the outside world. It can be said that regardless of whether it is a man or a woman, even if they are naked, standing in front of him, he will just smile and tell the other party that it is not good to be like this. Chapter 368. It was getting closer and closer to the start of school. In order to make things easier for his sister and mother after he left, Wang Zhong had been working in the fields every day. It was very hot outside during the summer vacation. If a person stood outside doing nothing, they would probably get tanned. However, it didn't matter to Wang Zhong. After all, he had experienced so many lifetimes. Other than martial arts, farming was his specialty. In the entire village, if he said he was second in farming, no one would dare to say they were first. Hey, hey! Wang Zhong dug the ground and sang, "Don't say you love me when I'm lonely, unless you can give me happiness." Sun Lianjie, bad news, Sun Lianjie. Just then, Huang Duoshui ran over from afar. As she ran, she cried, Little Yellow can't make it." "What?" Wang Zhong quickly put down the hoe and ran over to ask, "What happened?" "I was reading and saw that Little Yellow disappeared. When I went downstairs, I saw it vomiting. It looks like it can't make it. Woo, what should I do?" "You have to save it." As Wang Zhong had shown some ability to save small animals before, Huang Duoshui immediately came to find Wang Zhong. "Don't worry, let's go take a look." Wang Zhong liked Little Yellow from the bottom of his heart. Naturally, he didn't want it to die. He ran to Huang Duoshui's house. Her father had already gone out to work, and her mother was working in the fields, so there was no one at home. At this moment, Little Yellow's condition was really bad. Its body kept twitching, its mouth was full of vomit, and its eyes were wide open. It looked like it couldn't make it. "It hasn't eaten anything recently, right?" Wang Zhong asked. "I don't know. I didn't go out recently, so it didn't go out either," Huang Duoshui said anxiously. "Do you have pesticides in your house?" "Let me think." Huang Duoshui suddenly had an idea. "All right, my mother uses pesticides. Previously, she made too much, so she just put it in the corner. I'm afraid Little Yellow licked the pesticide bottle." Wang Zhong frowned. Situations like this were common in the countryside. Many children even drank pesticides as drinks because they didn't take good care of them. This dog was probably one of them. "Forget it, let's just give it a try." Wang Zhong turned his head and said, "Bring me your water pipe." Oh. Soon, Huang Duoshui returned with a tube. Wang Zhong quickly connected the hose to the faucet, then carried the dog over and stuffed the hose into the dog's mouth. "Sun Lianjie, what are you doing?" "Pump its stomach and turn on the tap," Wang Zhong ordered. This was called gastric lavage. In the past, when he was studying veterinary medicine, he used this method to treat animals that had a stomachache. Of course, whether it was good or not mainly depended on the amount of poison used and the animal's physique. Huang Duoshui quickly turned on the faucet. In the next second, Wang Zhong quickly pulled out the faucet. Ao ao ao. The little yellow dog barked and spat out a lot of water. Because the water pipe was still flowing, the water sprayed everywhere. Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui were covered in it. Although their clothes were wet, fortunately, after barking a few times, Little Yellow stood up shakily. Woof woof woof. After a while, Little Yellow jumped up and down and became as agile as before. "Little Yellow is fine." Huang Duoshui breathed a sigh of relief. "Well, don't put any pesticides in your house." Wang Zhong reminded her. "I know." As she spoke, Huang Duoshui suddenly felt wet. Because it was summer, her thin clothes clung to her body. She looked at Wang Zhong again. Good Lord, Wang Zhong's clothes were also wet. Because he had just come into contact with the dog's vomit, Wang Zhong only felt disgusted. "Well, your house is quite far. Why don't you go to my bathroom first? I'll use a hairdryer to dry your clothes." Wang Zhong thought that it would not be good if the villagers saw him like this, so he nodded and agreed. Huang Duoshui's house was quite well off. A shower was installed in the bathroom. After washing up happily, when he came out, he found that Huang Duoshui had also changed her clothes. She had changed into a white dress. She looked as beautiful as a fairy in it. Her temperament was very good, and because she had paid attention to her skin these years, she did not look tanned. "I've dried your clothes for you." Huang Duoshui handed him the clothes. "Thank you." At this moment, the two of them were in Huang Duoshui's bedroom. Huang Duoshui's face was red. She looked at Wang Zhong's firm chest with some embarrassment and could not help but say, "I couldn't tell that your body is quite strong. I usually do a lot of work." Wang Zhong smiled and put on a t-shirt. Do you want to watch TV? Huang Duoshui did not know what to think and turned on the TV. Actually, the two of them were not in the mood to watch TV. Huang Duoshui glanced at Wang Zhong and asked, Sun Lianjie, last time in the cafeteria, I saw that you and your deskmate were quite close. You mean and Xiaoran? Yes. It's okay. Wang Zhong did not know what to say. He got up and said, If there's nothing else, I'll go first. For some unknown reason, Huang Duoshui reached out to grab Wang Zhong and looked at him with some hidden bitterness in her eyes. Lianjie, we grew up together. Yes. Huang Duoshui stood up and suddenly kissed Wang Zhong on the cheek. You. Wang Zhong was in disbelief. Although he had long felt that Huang Duoshui liked to get close to him, he still did not expect Huang Duoshui to play hooligan with him. Huang Duoshui lowered her head in embarrassment and said, Don't think too much. We are good brothers. This is the etiquette between good brothers. What kind of good brother is this? Is this how you and your cousin treat each other? Huang Duoshui also realized that what she said was a little ridiculous. Her face turned even redder. However, she seemed to have made up her mind and said, Sun Lianjie, when we are outside, let's work hard together, okay? Although Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui were childhood sweethearts, he admired her more. However, at this time, it was not good for him to say anything. He could not say something bad, right? Huang Duoshui smiled. Suddenly, she kissed Wang Zhong again, and then, more than half an hour later, Huang Duoshui suddenly shouted, No. She quickly sat up, put on her clothes, and walked out. Wang Zhong sighed. He thought that she had thought it through, but he did not expect that she would still close the door at the last moment. Although he once said that regardless of whether it was a man or a woman, even if they were not wearing anything, he would just smile and tell them that it was not good to be like this. However, if she did not listen, then let her be. He was not a good person anyway. Just now, Huang Duoshui gave up at the last moment. He understood Huang Duoshui. This world was not like the ancient society. In ancient times, they might have a place to live and a few acres of land, and their days would have passed without worries. But this was the modern era. The cruelty of society was vividly reflected in this world. As a strong woman, Huang Duoshui naturally had her concerns. She was afraid that she would be looked down upon by her godfather's family like before. She wanted to live the life of a city person, wear fashionable clothes, live in a big house, and drive a luxury car. She also did not want her descendants to be born in such a poor place like her. Therefore, she was afraid. She was worried that if she was with a young man like Wang Zhong, she would never be able to escape in this life. Therefore, she backed down. Even though she had some feelings for Wang Zhong in her heart, she still chose to be realistic in the end. After walking out of the door, Wang Zhong saw Huang Duoshui squatting on the ground. Her eyes were red, and it was obvious that she had cried. Huang Duoshui. Before Wang Zhong could finish, Huang Duoshui suddenly glared at him. You actually want to bully me? Wang Zhong. Get lost immediately. If you dare to come close to me again, I will call the police and arrest you. Huang Duoshui suddenly seemed to have changed into a different person. She became incomparably ferocious and terrifying. She had completely grown up. Wang Zhong took a deep breath and nodded slightly. Sorry to disturb you. After saying that, he left without looking back. Looking at Wang Zhong's back, Huang Duoshui trembled. Her lips trembled as she muttered, I'm sorry. Sun Lianjie, I want to leave here. I can't. At this moment, Huang Duoshui cried. Chapter 369. On this day, Huang Duoshui cried very sadly. After Wang Zhong left, Huang Duoshui rushed back to her room and lay on the bed in pain. She knew in her heart that she had feelings for Wang Zhong. The TV said that this kind of feeling meant that she wanted to be with Wang Zhong. This was called love. However, she couldn't be with Wang Zhong. She wanted to be a superior person in the future. How could she give herself away so quickly? Therefore, she chose to anger Wang Zhong away. She turned hostile really quickly. Wang Zhong stood at the door, still reminiscing about Huang Duoshui's ferocious face just now. Since childhood, even if Huang Duoshui was angry, she wouldn't be like that. But just now, Wang Zhong felt a trace of horror. This child, after all, was changed by that episode of the Transfiguration documentary. She wants to leave here too much. Wang Zhong had lived for so many years. Of course, he understood why Huang Duoshui turned hostile. He shook his head and secretly thought that from now on, he and Huang Duoshui would no longer be able to play happily like before. Perhaps, this is puberty. This is growing up. Wang Zhong didn't think much about it. In the following days, he still worked in the field every day and helped his family with the housework. However, when he went to work in the field, Wang Zhong deliberately bypassed Huang Duoshui's house. What surprised Wang Zhong was that when he was in the field, the very human-like little yellow dog would come over from time to time and seem to comfort Wang Zhong. Therefore, every time he came to work, Wang Zhong would bring more food to feed the little dog. In the blink of an eye, it was the day of school. According to the agreement within Shaoran, Wang Zhong packed up his luggage and came to the long-distance bus station under the escort of his mother and third sister. To Wang Zhong's surprise, Huang Duoshui was already waiting there. Huang Duoshui and her parents stood together. They were also carrying a lot of things. "Oh, Sun Lianjie, you are here too." Huang Yukai greeted. Wang Zhong smiled and greeted them. Huang Yukai and his wife came over to chat, but Huang Duoshui did not come. She seemed to have bought a new mobile phone and was playing with it with her head down. Wang Zhong also bought a mobile phone. It was a very ordinary smartphone that cost only 700 to 800 yuan. It was mainly used to contact his family more conveniently. Unexpectedly, the two children were born on the same day. Now, they even go to school in the same place. Huang Yukai sighed. "Isn't that so? Lianjie, you have to take care of Huang Duoshui when you're out of town." Huang Lianying reminded him. "Don't worry, Mom," Wang Zhong replied. As the two families were chatting, a small black car drove over. The car door opened and her classmate, and Shaoran, got out. And Shaoran also came with her parents. She had 2 suitcases and a big bag. She wore a pair of sunglasses and waved at Wang Zhong excitedly when she saw him. "This is my classmate," Wang Zhong explained to the people around him. "Sun Lianjie, you came quite early." And Shaoran came over and greeted Huang Lianying in a friendly manner. "Hello, Auntie. AI, you are also going to Shanghai?" Huang Lianying was curious. Lianjie and I are desk mates. I didn't expect to apply to the same school." And Shaoran lied without even blinking her eyes. However, Wang Zhong would not expose her. After all, the little girl applied to the school for him. When several people were chatting, Huang Duoshui pretended to play with her mobile phone, but her eyes glanced over from time to time. She was very uncomfortable and secretly said, "Sure enough, she is not a good person. She doesn't learn good things at such a young age." The bus is here. A bus headed for Shanghai City finally arrived. "Mom, I am leaving." Wang Zhong looked at his third sister. "Third sister, call me if you need anything. AI, don't worry about the family when you are outside. If you need money, I will send you money regularly," Huang Lianying said as her eyes turned red. Huang Duoshui and Shaoran also waved goodbye to their parents. The 3 children boarded the bus. And Shaoran found an empty seat and sat down. Then, she boldly pulled Wang Zhong to sit down with her. Huang Duoshui was even angrier when she saw this. She cursed in her heart. "Shameless be ****. Sun Lianjie, do you want to listen to music?" And Shaoran took out a pair of earphones and stuffed them into Wang Zhong's mouth before Wang Zhong could say anything. To be honest, this made them seem very intimate. Wang Zhong was a little embarrassed. The journey took a total of more than 3 hours. Finally, the people in the car entered Shanghai City drowsily. Shanghai was indeed a big city. There were rows upon rows of skyscrapers and cars on the roads. People dressed fashionably walked up and down the streets. Although Huang Duoshui and Wang Zhong had a conflict before, they still entered the school together. After reporting in with the admission letter, they followed the teacher to the school dormitory. Everything was so new. Everything was so new. School life wasn't that happy. In such a high-quality school, the pressure on the students could be imagined. If you slacked off a little, you might be overtaken by other students. Therefore, even in Xiaoran, who liked Wang Zhong, did not pester Wang Zhong all the time. She spent most of her time learning. However, from time to time, she would lament that Wang Zhong did not take the initiative to be with her at all. In the second year of high school, Wang Zhong found a job as a waiter in a bar outside of school to support his family and reduce the burden on his family. As for Huang Duoshui, because Xiaoran was in the same class as her, and Xiaoran told him that Huang Duoshui had joined a few small crew groups nearby and often played small roles with a few classmates. This child is so anxious. After knowing this, Wang Zhong did not know what to say. He could only lament. Wang Zhong's goal in this life was to become a big star. However, he was not in a hurry so far. Of course, he could also play small roles. However, that would affect his studies. Moreover, he was still young. He became famous too early. Not many people could go far. Therefore, he worked in a bar to train himself. After working in a bar for a long time, there were all kinds of people. There were students who came to be waitresses in order to earn money. There were also girls who came to the bar purely for fun and changed boyfriends every day. There were also divorced young women who saw how handsome Wang Zhong was. She threw 1,000 yuan to him and said that he would accompany her for a drink. Wang Zhong was duty-bound to do this. After all, since it was a job, he had to be responsible. However, to Wang Zhong, the money from such a job was still too little. Therefore, he aimed to sing in a bar. He had asked around and found that the salary for a permanent singer in a bar was 700 to 800 yuan per night. If the customers were generous and tipped, he could earn even more. Therefore, he immediately ran to the bar manager and told him. The bar manager was also one of the shareholders here. Everyone called him Brother Wei. Brother Wei was very strict with his subordinates. This was because he was a gangster. When he heard Wang Zhong say that he wanted to be a permanent singer, Brother Wei immediately disagreed. Sun Lianjie, you're thinking too much. Although I've listened to your song and it's not bad, you're not famous. We're close to the film studio and many of the people here are famous. Therefore, to be able to sing, you must have a certain level of fame, understand? Of course, Wang Zhong knew this. The permanent singers in the bar these days were all contestants who had participated in some talent shows. Wang Zhong frowned and said, "You can let me try. Moreover, I'm not asking for much money. We'll see if there's a chance in the future." Although Brother Wei did not agree, a month later, a singer who was originally signed suddenly had a stomachache and could not sing. Sun Lianjie, don't you want to sing? You can go and try. Brother Wei found Wang Zhong and said, "Thank you, Brother Wei." Wang Zhong smiled. He had gone to the Chinese medicine shop and made a laxative for the singer. As expected, the singer had a stomachache. Thus, Brother Wei let him sing. The bar was very busy. However, when they saw that it was Wang Zhong who went on stage, the audience was unhappy. What's wrong? Is there no one in this bar? Why did they hire a kid to fool us? Isn't this the waiter who served me wine before? Using a waiter to fool us. Get off the stage, get off the stage. Where's the boss? Call the boss over. Wang Zhong did not expect that his first appearance on stage would end up like this. Chapter 370. Actually, if it was someone the audience did not know, this situation would not have happened. Most importantly, Wang Zhong had been working here for a long time, and many of the regular customers knew Wang Zhong. Isn't that the duck? Why can he sing? Someone had seen Wang Zhong drinking with a few female customers, so they mistook him for the duck. Wang Zhong was helpless, and Brother Wei was sweating profusely. He said to Wang Zhong, come down quickly." However, Wang Zhong did not go down. This was a good opportunity for him. He nodded at the DJ, and the music started playing. The song that followed was not chosen by Wang Zhong, but a song that existed in this world. After the first two songs, the audience was surprised to find that this guy's singing was quite emotional. "Not bad. Give me another song." "Not bad, I can hear that he has a musical background." After getting the audience's approval, Brother Wei heaved a sigh of relief. He secretly asked Wang Zhong to continue, and he went down. After a few soothing songs, Wang Zhong knew that it was time for a few more exciting songs. Although he did not know how to play discs, he was prepared. He had been to a few music studios and spent some of his hard-earned savings to hire some DJs from his previous life. "Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be singing a DJ song. It's a song that I, Sun Lianjie, wrote and composed myself. I hope everyone will like it." Sun Lianjie bowed 90 degrees as he spoke to the audience. F***CK, it's an original song. Let's do it. Disco, let's do a cheerful disco song. A few middle-aged women laughed. With the previous two songs as a foundation, everyone trusted Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong nodded at the DJ, and the song started playing. "There's not a day off in 365 days. Put on your earphones. I'm the biggest party tonight. If I were a DJ, would you love me? Would you love me? Would you love me?" His cheerful and dazzling performance caused an uproar in the audience. The song was sung 3 times in a row, and the customers in the bar swayed their bodies to the song. Brother Wei was very satisfied. "I didn't expect this high schooler to be so talented." The song was finally finished, and several female guests came up to the stage to propose a toast. After all, Wang Zhong's current appearance was not only tender, but his many years of working made him look particularly strong and sturdy, which easily attracted the admiration of some women. After drinking 2 cups, Wang Zhong could only say that he couldn't drink anymore. Then, he got off the stage to rest. When he returned backstage, Brother Wei gave him a thumbs up. "Sun Lianjie, you almost scared me to death. I didn't expect you to really scare me to death. Your singing is really not bad." Wang Zhong smiled and solemnly said, "Then I hope to sing here in the future. I can guarantee that I will release 1 or 2 new songs every month. There's no need to rush. With your voice, releasing a new song every few months is already very impressive." Brother Wei chuckled as he took out 2,000 renminbi from his drawer. "This is the service fee for today. The extra will be my red packet. You're the permanent singer now, so go out and accompany the guests. You can get off work early when it's time." Because he was a permanent singer, he could get off work earlier. Wang Zhong took the money and smiled. "Thank you, Brother Wei." After he left, Wang Zhong did not leave. Since he had entered society, he naturally had to make more friends. Therefore, Wang Zhong went to a few tables and chatted with a few familiar friends. When he got off work, it was already 11 p.m. Because it was close to school, Wang Zhong walked back to school. Coincidentally, Xiaoran sent him a message, saying that she and her roommates wanted to have supper. She asked if he was coming. Touching his stomach, Wang Zhong also felt hungry, so he agreed. Since he had a treat, he would treat them later. There were many night snack stalls around the school. Wang Zhong found one that looked relatively clean. Very quickly, Xiaoran and the 3 girls from her dormitory came over. Along with them were some of Wang Zhong's other friends from his dormitory. Since they were all roommates, it would be weird if he did not invite his friends to have supper with the girls. Xiaoran's 3 roommates were quite pretty. Wang Zhong's roommates were stunned. While he was peeing, the fattest fatty in the dormitory nudged Sun Lianjie and said, "Sun Lianjie, I think that Lady Xiaoran is quite interested in you. If you don't mind, I'll take the other girls." Wang Zhong rolled his eyes. "Go ahead if you want. I like the one with glasses. She's petite." His roommate with glasses wailed, I like the one with glasses too.
I've already taken the lead.
The fatty was proud. Then I can only find the one with big breasts. Sigh. Wang Zhong frowned. Isn't it good to be big? I'm afraid of being bored to death. The friends joked around.
When they returned to their seats, and Xiaoran ran back from the toilet and said anxiously, Sun Lianjie, it's not good. I saw someone bullying a girl over there.
What's going on?
Wang Zhong walked towards Xiaoran.
And Xiaoran was at the toilet. She panted and said, I went over and saw a girl crying for help in the alley. I saw a few guys touching a girl.
Mother Kerr, how dare they do such a thing in broad daylight?
Brothers, let's go over and let them know our power.
Wang Zhong's roommates asked to fight in order to show off in front of the girls.
Wang Zhong said, let's go over and take a look. He walked in front.
Sure enough, as soon as he reached the toilet, he heard shouts from the alley.
No, what are you doing? Go away, go away. Wait here, I'll go over.
Wang Zhong knew that although his roommates were hot-blooded, they were all weak kids.
He was worried that they would get hurt.
Of course, he would go over himself.
Without waiting for them to speak, Wang Zhong walked over. Sure enough, in the alley, a girl in a cheongsam was struggling to resist 3 men in black.
Taking a closer look, the girl looked familiar.
Wang Zhong frowned. He saw clearly that the girl was Huang Duoshui.
Tap, tap, tap. Wang Zhong quickened his pace and almost jumped over. Before the people in front of him could react, Wang Zhong kicked the person furthest out of the group. Ouch!
Who the hell is that?
The person who was kicked screamed. Cut! Unexpectedly, at this time, a few people in casual clothes rushed over from the other end of the alley.
Stage supervisor, who is this person? Director, I'll go over and take a look. Wang Zhong was a little confused. He looked at the camera on the other end. It was obvious that Huang Duoshui was filming with them.
Because the alley was dark, he didn't notice that there was someone there when he came over.
Sun Lianjie, what are you doing? Huang Duoshui frowned and looked at Wang Zhong. Huang Duoshui, you know this person? What's going on?
The long-haired stage supervisor ran over, pointed at Huang Duoshui and shouted, Hey, Huang Duoshui, I've already given you a chance. I've given you a role with lines, but your friend actually came over to make trouble.
Are you deliberately trying to mess with me?
Brother Li, I'm sorry. This is my classmate.
Huang Duoshui apologized repeatedly.
I don't care. This is your last chance. If you don't do well later, you can King get out of here. Yes, I'm sorry.
Huang Duoshui begged.
Okay.
Everyone, get ready. After he left, Huang Duoshui frowned and said to Wang Zhong, I'm filming.
I'm sorry.
I heard a cry for help and thought it was real. Huang Duoshui nodded.
Since the two of them almost did it last time, the relationship between the two of them had obviously become estranged.
They were no longer like when they were young, carefree and joking with each other. It's okay. I'm really happy that you thought of saving me. But I can't chat with you anymore.
This is an opportunity that I fought very hard to get.
I can't be scolded by the director anymore, Huang Duoshui said weakly. I understand.
Do your best.
Sun Lianjie. At this time, Xiaoran ran over. Seeing Xiaoran come over, Huang Duoshui looked at Wang Zhong with a complicated expression. You two are still together tonight? Chapter 371. Huang Duoshui, so it was you who was filming here.
We thought it was real. Your acting is really good. Before Wang Zhong could finish, Xiaoran walked over and said, We were having supper just now.
Huang Duoshui nodded and said sourly, So that's how it is. Hey, miss, how long are you going to talk? Do you want me to get you a cup of coffee so you can talk slowly?
The director scolded in the distance. I'm sorry.
Huang Duoshui apologized and said to Xiaoran apologetically, I'm going to film first. Okay, We'll just watch from afar. Wang Zhong and An Xiaoran left. This scene should be about a student who was raped in a small alley. After that, the protagonist stepped in and acted like a hero who saved the student. It was obviously a bad film. However, Huang Duoxue acted very seriously, especially when she saw Wang Zhong and An Xiaoran eating supper together. She lay down pitifully in the garbage behind her. Very good, I guarantee this position. When the three of them violate you later, cry hard for me. The director shouted through the loudspeaker. Action! As the shooting started, the three actors pounced on Huang Duoxue. No, don't do it! Huang Duoxue shouted as tears flowed down her face. Wow, that's amazing! She cried just like that. And Xiaoran was surprised. Rip! A corner of Huang Duoxue's skirt was torn. However, at this time, a person wearing a school uniform appeared on the director's side. He was so awesome that he must be the male protagonist. He put his hands in his pockets and walked over slowly. Humph! Get out of here! This person was indeed the protagonist. As soon as he attacked, the three actors were all sent flying by him. After the scene was finished, Wang Zhong was not in the mood to watch anymore and said, "Let's go." Okay. And Xiaoran and a few other friends left the place. You acted very well. The director looked at the TV screen and gave Huang Duoxue a thumbs up. If you acted like this earlier, you wouldn't have been scolded. Do you understand? Thank you, director. Huang Duoxue heaved a sigh of relief and looked in the direction where Wang Zhong and An Xiaoran had left. When he saw that Wang Zhong had already left, he couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. Okay, leave me your phone number later. If there's a chance in the future, we really hope that a student actor with such potential like you can come over, the director said to Huang Duoxue. Thank you for your guidance, director. Huang Duoxue was very happy. His hard work had finally paid off. In the following days, Wang Zhong rarely saw Huang Duoxue in school. His classmates all said that Huang Duoxue had joined a production team and seemed to be doing well. He knew quite a few big shots. Occasionally, they would see Huang Duoxue in school, but the two of them would just nod at each other. As for Wang Zhong himself, he was gradually gaining fame in the bar. The bar manager, Brother Wei, even thoughtfully gave Wang Zhong a nickname, Bar Music Prince. Many students knew that Wang Zhong sang in the bar and often went to support him. Everyone admired Wang Zhong's music skills from the bottom of their hearts. After being here for a long time, Wang Zhong also knew a boss who sold clothes. After his introduction, Wang Zhong let his third sister come over to be a salesperson. It was considered to have solved one of the family's worries. In the blink of an eye, it was the third year of high school. This year, something happened that shocked many people who knew Huang Duoxue. Huang Duoxue was suddenly kicked out of the production team. The reason wasn't very clear. Wang Zhong only heard that she seemed to have offended someone, so she was kicked out. In the end, she didn't even get her salary. After this incident, Wang Zhong wanted to talk to her, but he couldn't find her for several days. He couldn't even get through to her mobile phone. Unexpectedly, he received a call from his mother at home in less than a day. Huang Duoshue's father, Huang Yukai, was dead. Huang Yukai was accidentally killed by the debris falling from the top of his head when he went to work on the construction site. Therefore, Huang Duoxue went home first, but she didn't expect to receive a call before she arrived home. Her mother, Zhou Wan, had a car accident on the way to the hospital. She was hit on the spot and fell into a coma. The driver fled on the spot because it was a rural area. There was no surveillance at all. Now Huang Duoxue had gone home to take care of her mother. No wonder Huang Duoxue hasn't been seen recently. It turns out that she went home, said Wang Zhong. Yeah, that child is really pitiful. I heard that her relatives heard that her parents were in trouble and the driver couldn't be found. None of them were willing to lend money. Only her aunt and aunt's family took out 50,000 yuan. Huang Lianying sighed deeply. I thought she was really pitiful, so I lent her 30,000 yuan. Son, you don't blame me, right? Wang Zhong was amused. Mom, they're in trouble.
It's only right for us to help them. And that's right.
After chatting for a while, Wang Zhong hung up the phone. He thought about it and called Huang Duoshui.
Unfortunately, it was the same as before. Her phone was switched off.
At night, Wang Zhong went to the bar as usual.
When he was backstage preparing for the performance, Huang Duoshui called him.
Hello, Sun Lianjie. You called me. Yes, I called you a few times, said Wang Zhong. Sorry, my phone ran out of battery. Huang Duoshui's voice sounded very frail and weak. Then, she suddenly cried. Sun Lianjie, my mom. My mom can't make it. Isn't it an operation? Asked Wang Zhong. It's still not working. What should I do? At that moment, Huang Duoshui was in despair. Suddenly, a voice came from the other end. Patient's family. Patient's family. Let's not talk about it. The nurse is calling me. Sun Lianjie, thank you for lending me the money. If you need help, you can tell me, said Wang Zhong.
Okay.
In the blink of an eye, 3 days passed.
Huang Duoshui did not call, but Wang Yao's mother called. Huang Duoshui's mother was dead after all. Some of her relatives had already arranged the funeral for her parents in the past few days. When he heard the news, Wang Zhong felt sorry for the little girl. She was originally a cheerful girl, but because of various things in life, she was forced to become taciturn. 7 days later, Huang Duoshui called. Sun Lianjie, my parents' funeral is done. Can I trouble you with something? Huang Duoshui's voice was unusually calm. Go ahead. I'm leaving soon.
Xiao Huang has no one to take care of her. Can you let your mother take care of her?
You know that Xiao Huang is very obedient.
Okay, replied Wang Zhong.
Sun Lianjie, you're so nice.
When are you coming back to school?
Asked Wang Zhong.
I'm not coming back, said Huang Duoshui calmly. Not coming back?
Wang Zhong was stunned. Yes. For the past 2 years, I've been busy running some production teams.
I can't keep up with my studies. It just so happens that I met a few friends and went to the production team to try my luck. I heard from other students that you were expelled?
Asked Wang Zhong.
That production team's director wanted to sleep with me. Huang Duoshui told the truth. He wanted me to drink with him. I said that I could charge less, but I didn't want to go. In the end, he chased me away.
I see. Wang Zhong sighed. He had heard a lot of such things in his previous life. It could be said that a woman in the entertainment industry could easily suffer all kinds of things.
If you don't agree, you won't be given a chance. To be honest, Wang Zhong was quite worried about Huang Duoshui. She was a kind girl, so he asked, then how are you going to protect yourself in the future?
I met a sister.
She's called Yang Xiaomi.
Yang Xiaomi.
Wang Zhong was shocked. Yang Xiaomi was a very famous actress in a TV drama recently. She was very beautiful, and the recent filming of The Legend of the Sword and Fairy was very good. Huang Duoshui was actually acquainted with Yang Xiaomi.
This made Wang Zhong quite surprised.
How do you know Yang Xiaomi?
It's a coincidence.
After I rejected that director, I quarreled with the production team. Yang Xiaomi and her production team happened to be next to me, so I got to know her. The next time I go to her show, I'll act as a maid. Hearing Huang Duoshui's slightly excited voice, Wang Zhong also felt that her opportunity was very good. It hadn't been long, and she already had the chance to work with Yang Xiaomi. Although she was only acting as a maid, this opportunity was really good. Chapter 372.
Congratulations. Wang Zhong said from the bottom of his heart. However, he also understood that Huang Duoshui, who had lost her parents, would probably not be able to see her again in the future. Sun Lianjie, when I'm stable, I'll introduce you, Huang Duoshui said hesitantly after thinking about it. She was hesitant because she thought of the words of some of the staff around Yang Xiaomi. They told her that if she wanted to be popular, other than acting skills and appearance, she also needed to not have any scandals. Otherwise, a celebrity with scandals, especially a woman, would not have a smooth acting career. Because in the end, celebrities who could do well were all idols. To put it bluntly, an idol was an idealized person that was presented to the fans. And a celebrity with scandals would obviously give the fans the feeling that the celebrity was married and belonged to someone else. Then, they would lose a lot of fans. Therefore, Huang Duoshui suddenly hesitated. Would it be bad if she got too close to Sun Lianjie? Wang Zhong did not think much of it and said, "Okay then, I wish you success soon." And bye. After hanging up, Wang Zhong went to the bar to sing every day in the following days. The experience of the bar stage every day made him like a fish in water. Not only was he good at singing and dancing, but he also often chatted happily with the customers below. For a time, their bar could be said to be the most popular on this street. Even many big and small celebrities from the nearby film and television base would occasionally come to support and see this legendary little prince of the bar. He worked at night, but Wang Zhong was not idle during the day. The music studio he contacted created a lot of music under Wang Zhong's instructions. They were all songs that he specified. On this day, the bar held a youth event. The theme was to remember everyone's lost youth. There were many guests. Because it was the holidays, Wang Zhong used his connections to invite his roommates and Sharon's roommates to come over to play. Now, these people were his best friends. Wang Zhong was doing his makeup backstage when Brother Wei came over. "Ah yeah, great news, great news." After getting close to Brother Wei, one would realize that he was like a child at times. He would make a fuss over nothing. Wang Zhong knew him very well, so he didn't find it strange. He asked calmly, "What's wrong?" "A few celebrities are coming tonight. Many of the booths are fully booked." Brother Wei was smug. It looked like his bar would be even more popular that night. "Don't celebrities come here often? Why are you so happy this time?" Wang Zhong asked curiously. "That's different. The celebrities coming tonight are not ordinary. It's a TV series from last year. Let's watch a meteor shower together. Have you seen it yet?" Wang Zhong shook his head. "I've been studying music all this time. I don't really like it. Have you heard of it? The female lead is coming this time." Wang Zhong had heard of this before. When he was eating with Xiaoran, he overheard her chatting with her roommates about how touching the plot was and how pitiful the female lead was. Most importantly, the female lead was actually Su Wen. Wang Zhong was also very surprised when he heard this news. As he didn't like to watch TV, he didn't know how many TV dramas Su Wen had acted in over the years. Then, he searched for Su Wen's information and found that after the show ended, Su Wen had acted in quite a number of TV dramas. At first, she only acted in small roles. Later, because of her pure appearance and good acting skills, she gradually enjoyed a certain degree of fame. This time, after filming Let's Watch the Meteor Shower, the drama was a great success, and her fame increased greatly. Recently, the crew was preparing to film the second part of the drama. However, Wang Zhong didn't expect Su Wen to come to his bar this time. This time, Su Wen and many celebrities from the crew will come. "I heard that they're preparing to film Let's Watch a Meteor Shower too. If we treat them well, ha ha ha, brother, we'll be rich." "Brother Wei, you're the one who's going to be rich." "I'm just a lousy singer," Wang Zhong said humbly. "It's all the same. If I earn money, will I treat you badly?" Brother Wei smiled and said, "All right, get ready. When the guests come later, I'll personally entertain them." Wang Zhong nodded and began to tidy up his makeup. However, at this moment, his emotions were a little chaotic. Su Wen was here. If he went on stage to sing, she would definitely see him. Back then, when she was filming the show, as a village child in the mountains, he had a good relationship with her. However, later on, he asked her to borrow money. If she wasn't willing to lend it, she could have just said no. However, she clearly said that she would lend it, but in the end, she didn't. Wasn't she saying one thing in front of him and another behind his back? Of course, Wang Zhong didn't blame her. He could understand why she didn't lend him money, but there was no need to agree and then not do it. Therefore, Wang Zhong's impression of Su Wan was still all right at the beginning, but now, he didn't like her very much.
However, even if he didn't like her, he wouldn't hide.
He still had to perform. At 9 o'clock in the evening, 2 commercial cars stopped at the entrance of the bar. Su Wan and some of her colleagues got out of the car.
Wow, this is said to be the most popular bar here. Is the bar prince here? I heard that he sings very well.
As soon as they got out of the car, an actress named Fan Na, who acted as Su Wen's good sister in the movie, exclaimed.
Su Wen wasn't very interested in songs.
This time, she came purely because the director said that he would treat her to a meal so that the entire crew could relax.
I've heard this bar prince's songs on the internet. That song, If I Were a DJ, Would You Love Me?
Is quite good. Most importantly, his song is an original. Su Wanqiang, the director of Let's Watch the Meteor Shower, explained.
Original? That's really amazing. Fan Na was a little surprised.
At this moment, the male lead of the movie, Wang Xiaoming, walked over. Wang Xiaoming's character in the movie was the domineering male lead. In reality, he was also a domineering character. Moreover, he was very talented. He could sing and dance, and he was also a basketball expert. Therefore, when he came over, he put his hands in his pockets, smoothed his lapels, and said with a faint smile, "You guys said that his songs are so good.
Is it true?"
Logically speaking, if a good song is really good, it should be very popular on the internet.
Why haven't I heard of it? Brother Xiaoming, I've been here before.
His songs are really good. A small-time actress at the side explained, "I think his songs are completely comparable to some third-rate singers."
I don't care what you think.
I only care about what I think. If singing a few DJ songs here is good, then he would have been poached by some singing companies.
Wang Xiaoming said lightly.
The small-time actress stuck out her tongue and didn't dare to refute.
Let's go in now.
Su Wen, you'll have a scene in a few days. It's about being bullied in a bar. Later you can feel the atmosphere in the bar. It might be helpful for your future filming, said Su Wanqiang.
Su Wen nodded.
She was also very curious about places like bars because she hadn't been to bars since her debut. In the past, because she was young, she was always protected by her parents and manager. Now that it was her first time in a bar, she was very curious.
A group of people entered the bar.
Because the theme of the bar today was, to youth, the music played here was more soothing. It was still early, but there were already quite a lot of guests. Other than Su Wen's production team, there were also some small production teams and some young people who were playing around nearby. There were quite a lot of people, but because of the dim lighting, no one recognized celebrities like Su Wan and Wang Xiaoming. Su Wan, Fan Na, and a few other girls sat in a corner of the booth, drinking the high-end cocktails ordered by the director and sipping them.
The atmosphere here was really good. The quality of the guests was also high.
Although many people recognized Su Wan and the others, they all took a few photos from afar and didn't cause much trouble.
Time passed by minute by minute. Su Wan and her friends were having a lot of fun. They all felt very relaxed here. A few of them played dice. If they lost, they would take a sip of wine. This kind of cocktail was delicious, but it wouldn't make them drunk. It was very suitable for public figures like them. After all, as public figures, there was the risk of being secretly photographed at any time. If they drank too much and made a fool of themselves, that wouldn't be too good.
Little Prince of the Bar, Little Prince of the Bar.
It's about time for Little Prince to come out and sing, right?
It's past 10. I heard that Little Prince of the Bar specially composed 2 songs for the theme of To Youth.
A group of men and women below the table were talking to each other.
They were obviously loyal fans of Little Prince of the Bar.
This Little Prince of the Bar has quite a lot of fans, said Wang Xiaoming.
Brother Xiaoming, you don't know about this. Although this Little Prince of the Bar here is from the countryside, he is indeed talented. At this moment, the manager, Brother Wei, walked over and explained for Wang Zhong.
Chapter 373. Hello, I'm the manager here. My name is Tsun Tokushi. Brother Wei smiled and shook Wang Xiaoming's hand. Although he was polite, he was not humble. Tsun Tokushi had been around for so many years. He knew that he could not be humble when dealing with people from the upper echelons. Otherwise, the more humble he was, the more they would look down on him. Wang Xiaoming said politely, "The environment here is not bad." "Thank you for the compliment. It seems like I made the right choice to hire a famous foreign bar designer." Tsun Tokushi pretended to be cool. Then, Tsun Tokushi greeted Su Wenqiang and the rest. He had met many famous directors and celebrities here. He already knew how to deal with these people. Many people knew about Brother Wei's capabilities. Hence, they were willing to give him face. "Manager Chang, I heard that the little prince of your bar is even on the internet?" The director's assistant played with his phone for a while and said, "I just saw the news about him. He has quite a number of fans." "Haha, of course. He's really a talent. Think about it. It's already rare for someone from a mountain village to have such talent." Su Wen, who was silent at the side, heard that and was moved. Mountain village. Tsun Tokushi heard her clear and gentle voice. He sighed in his heart. As expected of the female lead, Su Wen. Even her voice is so gentle. He turned around and said to Su Wen with a serious attitude, "Yes, he's from a mountain village. He's studying in the nearby Shanghai High School. Because his family is poor, he works part-time here. He used to be a waiter. I didn't expect him to be so talented in singing. Hence, he's my permanent singer." Subconsciously, Su Wen suddenly thought of the village hero who left a deep impression in her memory. She could not even remember his appearance now. Could it be him? Su Wen thought to herself. She remembered that the village hero was also very good at singing. "What's his name?" Su Wen asked. Just as Tsun Tokushi was about to answer, the host of the bar appeared. The host first introduced the theme of their bar this time. Then, he thanked the guests for their support. Finally, he introduced their permanent singer this time, Little Prince of the bar. As the music started, the spotlight was focused on the stage. "Let's welcome my bar, Little Prince. Let's shine." Wang Zhong was speechless. To be honest, he really did not like the title of Little Prince of the bar. However, unknowingly, this title was known by many people and spread out just like that. She heard from a few colleagues that he was quite famous on the internet now. Someone had specially filmed a video of him singing and uploaded it to the internet. Just like before, Wang Zhong went on stage in very plain clothes. His appearance on stage instantly caused the audience to cheer. "Miss Su Wan, this is our bar's little prince. By the way, his name is Sun Lianjie," Tsun Tokushi said politely. "It's him, it's really him." Su Wen was stunned. The memories that had been sealed away for many years came flooding back like a tide. "Everyone is looking for you. Why are you here?" "I was looking for firewood when I saw a rabbit. It was bleeding and I wanted to take care of it, but it ran far away. I chased after it. Later, I got lost. As I was running, I fell down here. I sprained my ankle and can't walk up. Then why don't you know how to call it?" I screamed, but no one came. "I'm tired and thirsty now. I'll send you a letter when I get home. From now on, you'll be my good friend. When you come to the city, I'll get my parents to introduce you to a job as a gatekeeper." At that time, the young her thought that introducing a gatekeeper job to a village child like Wang Zhong was a good job. Originally, Su Wen also thought that she and Sun Lianjie were good friends. However, she did not expect that something like that would happen later. Wang Zhong's current stage training was very good. In the face of many cheering audience, his expression did not change and his heart did not skip a beat. He calmly greeted them and followed the lines given by the bar staff. He casually talked about the theme of tonight's youth. In the end, he also mentioned that he had specially prepared 2 new songs for tonight and hoped that everyone would like it. "Everyone has gone to school. I'm sure everyone has spent a happy time in school. Then, do you still remember your deskmate? As he said that, Wang Zhong smiled. The next song is specially for all my friends. It's called You Who Sat Next to Me. As the soothing music sounded, the guests below the stage stopped talking. This was the charm of music. A good piece of music could make people calm down and slowly appreciate it. You Who Sat Next to Me, and Xiaoran, didn't you say that you and Sun Lianjie were deskmates when you were young? Maybe this song is sung for you? And Xiaoran's best friend whispered in the corner. Wang Zhong's roommate next to her laughed and said, "Together, together." The fatty said, "No wonder Sun Lianjie often mentions you in front of us. He must have a crush on you." "What nonsense are you talking about?" And Xiaoran lowered her head shyly, but she was happy in her heart. Looking at Wang Zhong, who was preparing to sing on the stage, she felt very happy. Well, the melody of this song is not bad. The director next to Su Wen said. Fan Na nodded. I've never heard of it. It's a bit like the melody of a folk song. At this time, Wang Zhong sang. Will you remember tomorrow? The diary you wrote yesterday? Tomorrow, will you still miss the you who used to cry the most? Who married the sentimental you? Who tied your long hair up? Who made your wedding dress? La la la. The song slowly ended, and the audience fell silent. I remember the her of the past. Even Tsun Takashi could not help but wipe his tears with a napkin. Clap clap. Everyone in the bar applauded. Many people recalled the past in the song. They used to be his deskmate, his classmates who used to fight, and his friends who used to laugh and scold each other. Today, they were all so deeply etched in his memory. It's so good. Yeah, I wanted to come over to play, but I didn't expect to be urged to cry. Not bad. Wang Xiaoming clapped and said, It does sound good. Su Wen, what do you think? Seeing that Su Wen did not speak, Wang Xiaoming asked. Su Wen said calmly, The song is indeed good, but I don't know about his character. Tsun Takashi smiled and said, My brother's character is not bad. As for him. Before Tsun Takashi could finish, Su Wen frowned and said, You're his boss. Of course you'd say that. Tsun Takashi felt a little uncomfortable after being choked. However, the other party was a superstar. Tsun Takashi could only keep quiet. In his heart, he thought, This Su Wen must have taken the wrong medicine. She means that Sun Lianjie's character is not good. Do they have a grudge? What's wrong, Su Wen? Did Sun Lianjie offend you before? Wang Xiaoming saw that Su Wen was not in a good mood, so he asked. No, I just suddenly remembered some things from the past. Oh, it seems that this song does have some magical power. It reminds people of the past. Wang Xiaoming thought for a while and suddenly said to director Su Wen Chong, All right, what do you think about letting him participate in the next episode of Music Boy? Music Boy was a talent show. First, there would be auditions in various major cities. Then, the top 3 in each city would be selected. After arriving at the competition venue, they would go through a series of competitions to determine the overall ranking. Su Wen Chong smiled and said, If he participates, of course he's capable. However, in competitions these days, the most important thing is to see if he's popular. After all, it's the world of fans now. Of course, Wang Xiaoming understood this point. It could be said that no matter how good you were at singing, it was very likely that you would not be able to beat a good-looking little fresh meat. After Wang Zhong finished singing, his previous songs were played on the stage. He was prepared to take a break and prepare for the next song. However, just as he got off the stage, he was pulled over by a few of his roommates. Wang Zhong had no choice but to go over and play for a while. Sun Lianjie, your singing is too good. No wonder our Xiaoran is mesmerized by you. And Xiaoran's roommate teased as soon as he went over. Chapter 374. Xiao Tong, what nonsense are you talking about? And Xiaoran's face turned even redder when she heard that. Sun Lianjie, look. Xiaoran is embarrassed. Xiao Tong smiled.
The classmate beside Wang Zhong also touched Wang Zhong's arm, hinting for Wang Zhong to take the initiative. Wang Zhong was also feeling very helpless. He wasn't even famous yet, so he didn't want to talk about love. "Little prince, come, have a drink." At that moment, a fan came over to toast him. Out of courtesy, Wang Zhong took a few sips. Many people took photos of him. Wang Zhong didn't reject them. He was doing a proper job and there was nothing to be embarrassed about. Because he drank a few more glasses, he wanted to go to the toilet. Hence, he bid farewell to Xiaoran and the rest and walked towards the toilet. Just as he walked to the corridor, he heard the voices of his two celebrity friends, Su Wan and Fan Na, behind him. Although the two women didn't drink much, their faces were red. They were talking about the plot of the TV series as they walked over. At that moment, Fan Na saw Wang Zhong in front of her and shouted, "Little Prince of the Bar." Although Fan Na was a celebrity, her personality was carefree and she was very cute. Turning his head, Wang Zhong revealed an awkward and impolite smile as he said, "Hello. Your songs are pretty good." Wang Xiaoming and the director were just asking why you didn't participate in the male music program, Fan Na said. Wang Zhong glanced at Su Wan and said, "I'm busy with my studies and work, so I don't have time." "Oh, I see. So you're really still in school. That's amazing." Fan Na was very surprised. When other people saw the two celebrities, they would have been excited to ask for autographs. However, the little prince of the bar didn't do anything. Wang Zhong nodded casually. Fan Na's stomach was a little uncomfortable, so she went to the female toilet first. "You're not going to the toilet?" Wang Zhong washed his hands in the sink. After all, they knew each other when they were young. It was necessary to say hello. "I came with Fan Na," Su Wan said calmly. "Oh, long time no see." "You really succeeded," Wang Zhong said. Su Wan was still expressionless. "Well, it's all right. This line of work is actually very tough." "Yeah, I didn't expect to meet you here." "Yes." Su Wan's words were very perfunctory. Seeing that Su Wan didn't seem to want to talk, Wang Zhong didn't have the mood to say anything else. He nodded and prepared to enter the toilet. "Sun Lianjie." Just as they reached the door, Su Wan suddenly called out to Wang Zhong. "What's up?" Wang Zhong turned around and felt a little strange. Logically speaking, there was no interaction between the two of them, so there was no need for Su Wan to stop him. "You don't have anything to say to me?" Su Wan gritted her teeth. Wang Zhong was amused. "What is it?" Su Wan snorted. "You know what I mean." "I really don't know what you're talking about." "Please speak clearly." Sun Lianjie. Su Wen's voice suddenly turned serious. "As a person, you can be poor, but you can't be short-sighted. It's not good for you to be like this, do you know that? Are you all right?" Wang Zhong frowned. "You're still pretending with me. You're really too disappointing." Su Wen seemed to be really angry. She stomped her foot, turned around, and left. This woman must be stupid. She only spoke halfway. When did I offend her? Wang Zhong complained in his heart. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that something was wrong. What do you mean by I can be poor, but I can't be short-sighted? What do you mean by I have something to say to her? What can I say to her? Vaguely, Wang Zhong suddenly felt that there might be some sort of misunderstanding here. At this moment, Fan Na walked out of the female toilet. Seeing that Su Wan wasn't there, she smiled at Wang Zhong and said, "Little prince, where's Su Wan?" "She left," Wang Zhong said. "Didn't she say that she would accompany me to the toilet? Why did she leave by herself?" Fan Na muttered and left the place. When Wang Zhong came out of the toilet, he saw that Su Wan, Fan Na, and the others had left. However, Director Su Wanqiang and Wang Xiaoming were still there. After Su Wan came out, Fan Na asked in confusion behind her, "Su Wan, why are you in such a hurry to leave?" "I don't want to stay here anymore. Come back with me." Su Wan hailed a car. "No, why did you feel that something was wrong when you saw that bar's little prince?"
Fan Na asked. Because that guy is not a good person. Su Wen snorted. Fan Na's expression changed. That guy won't bully you, right? No, I can't let this go. I'll call the police for you. However, at this moment, Su Wen stopped Fan Na and said, It's not what you think. Then what's going on? It's quite complicated. I'll tell you when we get back. Oh. In the bar, Wang Zhong quickly went on stage and sang the next song. This song, Wang Zhong deliberately catered to the bar's theme of youth. The song was called Youth. This song was Fei Wong's song and could be considered an old song. His unbowed face is like the sky is turning dark. Her washed hair is like the flame in her heart. Beautiful scenery can't match the sky. Who's hard for, who's sweet? The beautiful melody stimulated everyone's eardrums. After the song ended, Wang Zhong said, Thank you, everyone. I hope that everyone has a good time tonight. At the same time, I also hope that everyone can remember that youth is our lost youth. Since our youth is gone, we should not look back on the past. Instead, we should cherish the people in front of us. Yes, cherish the people in front of us. Well said, little prince. A few young women waved their arms happily. After Wang Zhong went down the stage, Brother Wei suddenly came over and gave him a thumbs up. Good lad, you've made our bar proud again. Wang Zhong smiled and said, Boss, my classmates are coming over tonight. I'll bring some drinks over to accompany them. No problem. Tell me which table later. I'll get the bartender to bring some cocktails over. It's free of charge. Thank you, boss. Okay, come to my office first. Someone wants to see you. Wang Zhong was a little curious, but he still followed Tsun Takashi to his office. After pushing the door open, to Wang Zhong's surprise, the people inside were Wang Xiaoming and director Su Wanqiang. Although Su Wanqiang was not a public figure, as a director, Wang Zhong would occasionally see him on TV. Big star Mr. Wang Xiaoming, big director Mr. Su Wanqiang, Tsun Takashi introduced. Wang Zhong did not expect these two people to want to see him. He walked in and introduced himself. Mr. Wang, Mr. Su. Clap clap clap. Wang Xiaoming clapped and said, Little Prince of Bars, you really live up to your name. Although he had the image of a domineering CEO, he spoke very politely. Then, he took the initiative to shake Wang Zhong's hand. Wang Zhong said politely, Little Prince of Bars is a name given to me by some customers for fun. No matter what, your songs are really good. It's like this, I'm the producer and director of Music Boy Shanghai. I think you're very talented and might be able to make it into the top 10 in the country. If you're interested, I'd like to invite you to join Music Boy. What do you think? Su Wanqiang said in one breath. Wang Xiaoming added, Sun Lianjie, I'm speaking on behalf of you and Director Su. This is a good opportunity for you. I think you can definitely do it. Wang Zhong thought about it and felt that this was indeed an opportunity. His goal was to become a celebrity. According to his original plan, after he graduated, he would go to some recording companies and slowly climb up through singing. When his songs became popular, he would become popular too. By then, he would naturally be able to act in some television dramas. Letting him join a talent show was also in line with his goal. Thank you, Director Su. Thank you, Brother Xiaoming. Wang Zhong nodded and agreed. Very good. The day after tomorrow, you will go to Shanghai Tiandi Plaza. Although you've been selected internally, you still have to go through the formalities, Su Wanqiang said. I understand. After the discussion, Wang Xiaoming and Su Wanqiang left. Wang Zhong ordered some wine and walked to Sharon's table. Sun Lianjie, why did you take so long backstage? After Wang Zhong sat down, and Xiaoran asked curiously. Wang Zhong told her about Wang Xiaoming and Su Wanqiang meeting him. Then he said, The day after tomorrow, I'll go to Shanghai Tiandi Plaza for the audition. Chapter 375. Of course, Brother Jie.
If you become a superstar, don't forget about us, okay?
Fatty shouted excitedly.
I'll just be your lackey.
The four-eyed guy also smiled. I was wondering why Wang Xiaoming and director Su Wenqiang disappeared in the blink of an eye.
So, they went to meet you.
Although Xiaoran was happy for Wang Zhong, there was a hint of sadness in her eyes.
Xiaoran, why are you suddenly unhappy? Her best friend asked.
And Xiaoran forced a smile and said, nothing.
Wang Zhong was also a little confused.
And Xiaoran was quite happy just a moment ago, but she suddenly became like this.
Hence, he poured in Xiaoran a glass of wine and said, "This wine was given by our manager.
The alcohol content is not high."
And Xiaoran raised her glass and nodded.
Lian Jie, are you trying to get Xiaoran drunk?
And Xiaoran's best friend beside her teased.
Tisk. TSK.
Am I that kind of person? Wang Zhong was speechless.
And Xiaoran blushed and lowered her head to look at Wang Zhong. She said, Lian Jie, you're really getting better and better. I wish you success in your career. Let's work hard together.
Wang Zhong also poured himself a glass of wine.
Let's work hard together.
Everyone, let's work hard together.
That night, everyone had a good time drinking.
2 days later, Wang Zhong wore a branded casual suit given by Tsun Takashi and headed to the audition venue with Xiaoran and a few other classmates. Tsun Takashi was the most enthusiastic about Wang Zhong's participation in the audition. It was very simple. If Wang Zhong could become popular, it would definitely boost his bar's business. Although Wang Zhong would definitely leave his small place when he became famous in the future, it did not matter. The more popular Wang Zhong was, the more popular the place he used to be. Many people would definitely go to his bar out of admiration. Because of that, not only did he buy Wang Zhong clothes for the audition, but he also drove them to the audition venue.
The audition venue was selected by 4 judges.
Because it was a beginner audition, the judges were not very famous people.
When they arrived, the square was already filled with people.
After all, the show Mr. Music Boy had already aired for 2 seasons. In the first 2 seasons, this show had already caused a surge in viewership ratings. The outstanding contestants who appeared in the past 2 seasons were basically hot music figures now, especially the champion of the first season. Not only did she have achievements in the music industry, but she was also invited by many film directors to film movies.
It doesn't matter if you can act or not.
What's important is that you have charisma. Phew. There are so many people.
And Xiaoran and her best friend, Ni Lily, walked together.
Wang Zhong walked in front and used his ID card to sign up and fill in the information.
Then I'll go in, Wang Zhong said to Xiaoran and the others. We'll wait for you here, Xiaoran said.
Good luck.
Ni Lily shouted.
Like the other contestants, Wang Zhong went backstage to prepare. He also told the organizer about the song he was going to sing later. When he went on stage, the music played would be the song he was going to sing. Wang Zhong received his number backstage.
It was number 56.
After all, it was an audition. There were all kinds of contestants. If someone sang well, the judges would let him continue singing. If someone sang badly, the judges would chase them away in a few seconds.
They wouldn't show any mercy.
After all, there were hundreds of contestants in the audition. If they let everyone finish their song, who knew how long they would have to wait? The person in front of Wang Zhong was a classy guy. He was very handsome. However, when he went on stage, his song was really unbearable. In less than 20 seconds, all 4 judges raised the red card in their hands. Contestant, I can tell that your song hasn't been polished.
You need to practice it when you go back, the judge named Zhao Wentao explained.
Another female judge named Tian Su nodded and said, Too amateur. Your song has too many flaws.
You need to polish it more.
Thank you. Thank you, I understand. Although the contestant on stage was disappointed, he had no choice but to go down.
Okay, let's welcome contestant number 56.
Following the host's call, it was finally Wang Zhong's turn. Wang Zhong, who had a lot of stage experience, was much better than the people in front of him. He went up on stage very naturally. "Hello, judges and teachers. I'm contestant number 56. My name is Sun Lianjie. The song I'll be singing today is Looking Back on the Past." The song Looking Back on the Past was a local song in this world. After all, this was just an audition. Wang Zhong didn't want to be too high profile right from the start. A good song could be released slowly in the future. There was no need to show it so early. Looking back on the past? Very well. Please start your performance, Tian Su said. Looking back on the past, Wang Zhong opened his mouth and sang. Although this song wouldn't be a hit, with his current singing skills, it wouldn't be a problem for him to participate in the audition. Sure enough, as Wang Zhong finished his song, the 4 judges started to whisper to each other as they conversed. "Not bad," Tian Su said. "Well, there's finally a normal contestant in the past few days." The judges were very satisfied and gave Wang Zhong a green card. This meant that Wang Zhong passed the audition. After Wang Zhong left, he returned to school with his classmates. Unexpectedly, when Wang Zhong returned to school, he saw many students pointing at him. "Is there something on my face?" Wang Zhong couldn't help but ask. And Xiaoran also had a strange look on her face. At this time, 4 long-legged girls came running over. "Hello." The prettiest of the girls was holding a book. She asked boldly, "Are you Sun Lianjie?" Wang Zhong was familiar with this girl. After thinking for a while, he suddenly remembered. "Isn't this the campus belle, Su Anqi?" Su Anqi wasn't only the campus belle, she was also the captain of the basketball team. Not only was her grades good, but she also had a high prestige in school. Who knows how many people pursued her? Previously, he heard that she was in a relationship with the captain of the basketball team. However, he heard from the group of animals in the dormitory that she had broken up. Wang Zhong was puzzled. Why was the campus belle, Su Anqi, looking for him? "I am." Wang Zhong nodded. "That's great. It's really you." Su Anqi and her girlfriends laughed. "Your singing is really good. I want to take a picture with you." After saying that, without waiting for Wang Zhong to reply, Su Anqi took the initiative to take a picture. And Xiaoran's face was full of resentment. Looking at these girls who were better than her in both appearance and figure, and Xiaoran's face was filled with worry. At this moment, she felt that it would be better if Wang Zhong wasn't famous. Wang Zhong also felt helpless. He didn't know how these students knew about him. However, it wasn't good to push them away. Therefore, he could only let them take pictures. "How do you know about me?" After taking the picture, Wang Zhong asked. "On the internet. A few days ago, you sang You Who Sat Next to Me, and To Youth, at the bar. They were so good. Now, these 2 songs are on the latest music charts." "Is that so?" Wang Zhong was secretly shocked. He knew that he would become popular after singing, but he didn't expect it to become popular so suddenly. "Sun Lianjie, what's your phone number? We can keep in touch in the future." Su Anqi suddenly asked shyly. She was a heartthrob in school. Who knew how many outstanding boys fell for her? She was confident that if she asked, this boy would definitely take the initiative to contact her. At the same time, and Xiaoran's heart tightened. She compared herself to Su Anqi. Regardless of whether it was her appearance or her studies, Su Anqi was much more outstanding than her. Wasn't she just giving herself up to Wang Zhong? For a moment, and Xiaoran was very nervous. However, she didn't expect Wang Zhong to reject her. Wang Zhong shook his head. "My phone didn't work just now. I'm sorry." It was an awkward and impolite answer. In fact, he had already made his intentions clear. That was, "We're different. We're really different." Of course, it wasn't that Wang Zhong hated her. He just felt that there was no need to contact her. Anyone could see what Su Anqi was thinking. Wasn't she just asking for him to date her? But was he that kind of person? Moreover, He felt that he was already half a public figure. There were some things and some people that were better avoided.
Ah, I see. Su Anqi pouted in disappointment. She shook Wang Zhong's arm pitifully. Are you joking with me? Chapter 376.
Hiss hiss hiss. Su Anqi was truly worthy of being a killer of handsome men. Just a simple action and a single sentence from her caused goosebumps to appear on the bodies of Wang Zhong and his friends. Wang Zhong quickly squeezed out a smile and said, I still have something to do.
Goodbye. Then, he quickly left with Xiaoran. Damn, Anqi.
Does Sun Lianjie not like girls?
He actually rejected you? Su Anqi's friend said unhappily.
Su Anqi looked at Xiaoran's back and said, I heard that Xiaoran is Sun Lianjie's girlfriend?
No way. How can this girl compare to you? Isn't that so?
Su Anqi said, but she's cute. Although many people say that cuteness is worthless in front of sex appeal, there are also a small number of people who say the opposite. The people around them were silent. Wang Zhong's roommates were all shocked by Su Anqi's initiative to hit on him. At the same time, they were all regretful that Wang Zhong rejected Su Anqi. However, Wang Zhong did not care. Even if he wanted a girlfriend, he would find someone who stood beside him when he was at his most ordinary, not someone who wanted to ride on his popularity. After more than half a month, the audition of the boy music program was finally broadcasted. After a few days, Wang Zhong realized that he was on TV after being reminded by his roommates. For a time, Wang Zhong really became a celebrity in school. Even teachers who did not know him would ask him about the competition from time to time. Wang Zhong was very calm about the changes around him. As his fame increased, there would definitely be more changes in the future.
He could not be arrogant.
After the audition was broadcasted, the top 3 in each city were determined. After that, hundreds of contestants would prepare their own songs and go to the recording location of the boy music program to compete. At the same time, the program team also voted for the contestants.
Wang Zhong was surprised to find that his ranking was quite high.
There were a total of 235 contestants, and he was ranked 45th. As for the comments below the poll, many people said that they had heard his original songs. They also said that if Sun Lianjie sang his original songs, his ranking would definitely be higher. On this day, the program team officially called to invite Wang Zhong to the Shanghai TV station's music recording studio to prepare a song.
Wang Zhong said that everything was fine, and he began to prepare.
Just as he hung up the phone, his mother called.
She said that she had seen him on TV and wanted to know what was going on.
Wang Zhong told his mother that he was going to participate in the competition so that she could rest assured.
Everything went smoothly.
A week later, Wang Zhong went to the filming location mentioned by the program team. As expected of a large-scale entertainment program, there were at least a few thousand viewers in the recording studio.
This time, Wang Zhong came alone.
As soon as he entered, Wang Zhong was surprised to find that there were many fans at the entrance. Unfortunately, most of these fans supported the top 10 contestants. Wang Zhong reckoned that the majority of the fans should have been invited, as the current top 10 contestants weren't very famous. They hadn't even sung a few songs before, so how could they have so many fans? He shook his head and thought that these people were really trying their best to become famous. After entering the building, Wang Zhong realized that many local contestants were there. There were only 30 contestants in the competition today. According to the rules, 3 contestants would be selected from these 30 contestants. They would then compete with the other 3 contestants in the other groups. There were a few rounds in total, so each contestant had to prepare a lot of songs. When he went backstage, Wang Zhong realized that some of the other contestants were already rehearsing nervously. At this time, Xiaoran sent a message. Sun Lianjie, when is the competition?
Wang Zhong. About an hour later. It should be my turn. Xiaoran. I have a surprise for you later. Wang Zhong was a little curious. What kind of surprise would she give him later? Thinking about it carefully, he had not seen Xiaoran much during this period. He did not know what she was doing.
The host for this competition was the famous host, Li Hua. There were 3 judges this time. These 3 judges were very important. One of them was the #1 female singer in the music industry a few years ago, Shan Yin. The other was the big brother of the music industry, Xiefeng, and the other was a very popular singer in the music industry in the early years, Du Jie. After singing, the 3 judges started giving out scores. The total score was 100 points. In the end, it was the top 3 contestants with the highest scores. As this was the final competition, the 3 judges were much stricter, especially Shan Yin. She was famous for her sharp tongue in the judging circle. She would scold some contestants at the drop of a hat. Many contestants felt like they were walking on thin ice in front of her. About 10 contestants had already gone on stage. Wang Zhong was ranked 20th. Hello, judges and hosts.
My name is Zhang Dawei.
A good-looking contestant went on stage. The host, Li Hua, smiled and said, Zhang Dawei, you're quite handsome.
How old are you? 21 years old today. I'm still in university. Very good. What's the song you brought? I Can Die for Love. Wow, this song is very difficult to sing. Indeed. That's why I'd like to challenge myself.
After Zhang Dawei said that, several tens of people below the stage raised their placards in unison, with the words, All the best, Zhang Dawei, written on them. Seems like you have a fan club.
Li Hua sighed.
Zhang Dawei smiled and said, I'm the leader of the singing club in my school.
These are all from my school. Very good. Seems like you've really come prepared. Please start your performance. The spotlight focused on Zhang Dawei.
Zhang Dawei took in a deep breath, closed his eyes, held the microphone in his hand, and started singing passionately.
For you, I can really die. For you, I'm not even afraid of death.
For you, I can climb mountains of swords and small seas of flames. Zhang Dawei sang passionately. Wang Zhong knew this person. It could be said that this person was one of the strongest competitors this time around.
He had the most fans outside the stage to begin with.
However, from what Wang Zhong heard, his high notes sounded a little lacking.
But they couldn't stand up to his good looks.
Therefore, many people below the stage started applauding. Thereafter, the 3 judges gave out scores of 92, 93,100, respectively.
Wang Zhong was taken aback. To think that Shan Yin had given him 100 points. This score was currently the highest in the entire venue.
All 3 judges gave very good comments. The host, Li Hua, was also amazed.
To think that Ms. Shan Yin gave him a high evaluation of 100 points. I'd like to ask Ms. Shen if this contestant Zhang Dawei's earlier song didn't have any flaws at all? As a host, one had to find topics to talk about. Li Hua was very good at this.
Shan Yin smiled and said, Of course there were some flaws, but this contestant sang very well in some difficult parts. Moreover, his singing was very smooth. I feel that some outstanding contestants should be given some encouragement, so I gave him 100 points.
Strictly speaking, Shan Yin was a little biased towards Zhang Dawei by doing this. However, she was a judge, so the others couldn't say anything. Alright, let's welcome our next contestant, Sun Lianjie. It was finally Wang Zhong's turn. The moment he went on stage, Wang Zhong was stunned. On the audience stand, a few girls were holding up a fluorescent signboard with the words Sun Lianjie written on it. Wasn't the girl in the middle and Xiaoran? Was this the surprise this girl was talking about? Although Wang Zhong didn't care for such superficial things, the fact that they were willing to put in so much effort made him feel warm in his heart. The moment Wang Zhong went on stage, he introduced himself. The host, Li Hua, smiled and said, Sun Lianjie, what a coincidence. Yesterday, I saw your song on the internet. It's really great. Just as Wang Zhong was about to say something, the judge, Shan Yin, unexpectedly spoke up. Li Hua, is this the little prince of the bar? Someone gave me that name when I was at a bar. Wang Zhong was about to say something when Shan Yin interrupted him and said bluntly, Sorry, I'm asking Li Hua.
Li Hua smiled awkwardly and said, Miss Shen, I'm not sure, but I've heard his song on the internet.
It's not bad.
No matter how good it is, he's still a bar singer. He even found a few bar ladies to cheer you on, her. Shanine smiled lightly, her gaze filled with disdain. Instantly, many people looked towards Xiaoran and the others. Chapter 377. This Shan Yin was clearly trying to pick a fight. Wang Zhong's countenance sank. He didn't have a good impression of Shan Yin, to begin with, because her attitude had been very bad on several occasions, saying things like, if you can't sing well, then scram. Such songs were only for farmers, right?
I feel that not only are your songs bad, but you're also ugly.
He hadn't expected that she would even scold him, saying that Xiaoran's classmates were bar hostesses. No matter how good his temper was, he would be angered to death. Shen Yin, as a judge and a mentor, there are 3 things wrong with what you said just now. Firstly, I work at a bar.
You can look down on me, but you can't insult me by singing for a living.
Secondly, those few people cheering for me are my classmates, not bar hostesses. Thirdly, as a public figure, I didn't expect you to speak so vulgarly. Since you've already said this, I'll also say something.
You make me feel disgusted.
Hua, he was trying to stir up trouble. Shan Yin's countenance instantly darkened. As a mentor, even if she scolded others, those contestants could only accept it.
When had anyone dared to scold her? Wasn't he afraid that she'd give him low marks?
The 2 judges next to him looked awkward. The most awkward one was Li Hua, who didn't know what to say. In principle, he had heard Wang Zhong's songs before. Back then, he felt that Wang Zhong was quite talented. Given the capabilities of those few songs, it wouldn't be a problem for him to enter the top 20.
However, he didn't expect to offend teacher Shan in the moment he came.
After thinking about it, Li Hua quickly smiled and said, Seems like there's a misunderstanding between teacher Shan Yin and contestant Sun Lianjie.
It's not a misunderstanding. I didn't want to say it, but I just find her disgusting, Wang Zhong said calmly.
Li Hua was about to speak when the director's excited voice rang out from his earpiece.
Li Hua, don't try to mediate. Let them continue. Li Hua stopped talking.
He understood that the director's goal was probably to let them continue talking. When the time came, it would become a topic of discussion and increase the viewership ratings. This contestant, if I've hurt your fragile heart, I apologize. But on this stage, it depends on one's capabilities.
Do you have the capabilities?
Shan Yin said bluntly. Capabilities can be determined by the audience. I'm just afraid that some people will deliberately give you low marks for the sake of face, Wang Zhong said.
You're referring to me? Shen Yin asked. What do you think?
Wang Zhong said. The audience was astonished. They hadn't expected a contestant to be so daring as to rebuke Shan Yin. Shan Yin said with a fake smile, All right, then I'll see if you're really capable.
What's the name of your next song?
This is my original song.
Don't say you love me when I'm lonely. Don't say you love me when I'm lonely.
I really don't think I've heard that before. Then, Mr. Sun Lianjie, please start your performance.
Li Hua shouted. The music started playing.
This was the music that Wang Zhong had given to the program team in advance.
When he competed, this song would be played.
Below the stage, although Shan Yin maintained a smile, she was definitely feeling uncomfortable. She did know who this Sun Lianjie was, and she also knew that he had worked in a bar. Usually, she looked down on some poor people the most. She thought that their quality was poor, so she didn't have a good attitude towards Wang Zhong from the beginning. She had already decided that she would casually find a few flaws in Sun Lianjie's songs to let him know the price of offending her. However, what surprised her was that Wang Zhong's song was really quite nice.
Don't say you love me when I'm lonely. Will you give me happiness?
Then, the wounds of the past. Wang Zhong's song gave off a quiet and peaceful feeling right from the start. Everyone's emotions were affected by his singing.
The song was finally finished. Some of the contestants backstage were full of admiration after hearing the song. Even Jiang Dawei, who was currently in first place, had his countenance sink. This was a formidable opponent. Firstly, the song was an original, and this already gave Wang Zhong an advantageous position. Secondly, his singing was also very good. One look and one could tell that he had been practicing since he was young. I'm done singing. Shen Yin, you can give your evaluation. Wang Zhong wasn't planning on respecting her at all, so he addressed her directly by her name. Shan Yin's countenance was extremely grim. Her dead fish-like eyes stared at Wang Zhong. Although she appeared calm on the surface, she was actually planning on how to give Wang Zhong an evaluation. Firstly, in her opinion, Wang Zhong definitely couldn't be promoted. Otherwise, when he really gained some fans, she wouldn't be able to do anything to him even if she wanted to. Therefore, she decided to embarrass herself a little and teach him a lesson. Hence, Shan Yin gave her evaluation. His singing isn't bad, but everyone should know that I'm a stricter person.
Oh, is that so?
Li Hua continued, Ms. Shen, then what do you think of this contestant's original song? This is clearly a love song, and a sad one at that. But Sun Lianjie, your voice can't quite keep up with the rhythm. Moreover, I personally feel that you're too arrogant. It's not good for young people to be too arrogant and not know how to be humble. Therefore, I feel that we should remind him about this and let him know the importance of being humble. I'll give him 80 points. Either give no evaluation or give it all the way to the end. Shan Yin continued, just barely pass. This, everyone was stunned, especially the two judges at the side. They were caught between a rock and a hard place. They were considered good friends with Shan Yin, so they would give each other face. Usually, everyone's evaluation would be about the same. But honestly speaking, they did feel that Sun Lianjie's song wasn't bad. Yet, Shan Yin actually gave Sun Lianjie a low score for such a reason. To be honest, they couldn't bear to see this. Wang Zhong, on the other hand, didn't really mind. He was still young, and he hadn't expected to shoot to fame after participating in this competition. Of course, while it didn't matter, he had suffered a loss, so he had to get back at them. Therefore, he smiled faintly and said, as expected, you can't find a reason to give a low score, so you came up with such a lame reason. I, Sun Lianjie, would like to ask the production team right now. You guys spent so much money to invite this petty woman to be a judge. Are you guys really not afraid that it'll affect the viewership ratings? Li Hua was sweating anxiously at the side. After hosting for so many years, this was the first time he saw a contestant scolding someone on stage. Wang Zhong said to the other two judges, all right, you guys can give your evaluation now. These two judges both gave 90 and 92 points. Actually, they wanted to give a higher score, but to them, Wang Zhong was, after all, just a youngster. They naturally had to give Shen Yin more face. Wang Zhong smiled and said, so this is how your station selects contestants. I've finally seen it for myself. At this moment, quite a number of audience members started whispering, saying that Shan Yin was using her position to take revenge on him. After Wang Zhong got off the stage, he didn't stay and directly left the place. After he came out, and Xiaoran and the rest also came out. I'm sorry. I didn't expect to get scolded when we raised the signboard for you, and Xiaoran said apologetically. Wang Zhong was amused and said, this isn't your fault. What's there to apologize for? Then, aren't you sad that you didn't advance this time? And Xiaoran was a little worried about Wang Zhong. She knew very well that Wang Zhong had been preparing for this song for a very long time. Wang Zhong smiled and said, gold will always shine. For this show to invite someone like Shan Yin to be a judge, even if they invite me in the future, I won't participate. Seeing Wang Zhong's confident look, and Xiaoran felt even more impressed. Sigh, I didn't expect the outcome to be like this. And Xiaoran's best friend was a little disappointed. She said to Wang Zhong, Xiaoran was worried that she disturbed you recently and has been avoiding you. I didn't expect to meet Shen Yin. Wang Zhong's heart stirred. No wonder he hadn't seen Xiaoran recently. So,
This was the reason. This and Xiaoran was really meticulous. No, Ni Lily, don't spout nonsense, and Xiaoran said, embarrassed.
Let's go and eat hot pot.
It's my treat, Wang Zhong said generously.
Oh, we're going to eat hot pot.
And Xiaoran's best friends were very excited. Initially, Wang Zhong thought that he wouldn't advance. But unexpectedly, after this show was broadcasted, the video of him scolding Shen Yin and singing instantly went viral on the internet.
Scolding her made me feel good. This song really isn't bad. Seeing that B*TCH Shen Yin's face makes me want to beat her up. It's a pity that I'll have to go to jail if I do that.
Forget it.
Chapter 378.
Seeing the overwhelming number of comments scolding Shen Yin on the internet, Wang Zhong felt great. His song, Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely, quickly rose to the top of various music platforms. Thankfully, Wang Zhong had already registered his identity as a singer and protected the copyright of his songs.
Therefore, anyone who wanted to download his songs would have to pay.
Although he didn't advance this time, Wang Zhong still gained some popularity because of this. Many people supported him on the internet and even said that the show was rigged to eliminate someone who sang so well, and that it was unfair. As there were many people supporting him, Wang Zhong registered his name on the social media website Weibo. After that, Wang Zhong uploaded a few of his songs onto the platform. To his surprise, he gained over 1,000 fans within a few days. The production team also noticed these comments. Therefore, after a discussion with the director's team, they decided to invite Wang Zhong back. In their opinion, not only were there many benefits to inviting Wang Zhong back, but they could also salvage the show's reputation. Most importantly, when he went on stage later on, he might even be able to go against Shen Yin. It would definitely be worth watching. It was a pity that Wang Zhong rejected them.
I'm sorry, but I refuse to participate in your show.
Wang Zhong didn't stand on ceremony with the caller. The person on the other end of the line was stunned. If an ordinary person received such an invitation, they would probably be so excited that they would jump up.
Unexpectedly, Sun Lianjie rejected them directly.
Mr. Sun Lianjie, we're from the male music program team. We're really sincere in inviting you over this time.
Are you sure you want to reject us? Wang Zhong said calmly. You're inviting me because you feel that I'll be of interest to the show, right?
But to me, as long as Shen Yin is around, she'll still give me low marks. Therefore, there's no need for this. The other party finally understood. In the end, it was still because of Shen Yin. But it was even more impossible to offend the big boss of the entertainment industry, Shen Yin, for an unknown lad.
Sorry to disturb you. If you change your mind, you can call this number.
The staff member said helplessly. Wang Zhong hung up the call and didn't even save his phone number. After that, because of Wang Zhong's incident, the ratings for this season's show were not very good. Many people were complaining about the injustice for Wang Zhong, and his songs were ranked well on the internet. As the days passed, Wang Zhong finally welcomed the college entrance examination. Wang Zhong directly applied for an art school, which was also in Shanghai. It was located near the film and television base. This school was not a good one. Wang Zhong had applied for this school because he felt that it was convenient. Firstly, he was familiar with it. Secondly, there were many opportunities. It was said that when he studied here, there would often be film crews coming over to invite the students to play extras. When Xiaoran found out that Wang Zhong had applied for an art school, she gritted her teeth and applied for that school as well. After hearing this news, Wang Zhong had also advised him that the college entrance examination was not like other things. He had to do it according to his own interests.
And Xiaoran just smiled casually.
That's my interest.
What are you going to do after graduation? On the last day of high school, Wang Zhong asked Xiaoran as they walked along the tree-lined path on campus. I'm going on a holiday with my parents.
What about you? And Xiaoran asked.
I'm going home for a few days. After that, I'll go to work at the bar. I'll walk around the city occasionally. Wang Zhong said.
Okay.
And Xiaoran sighed. She actually wanted to say that she could accompany him during this holiday. But after thinking about it, she decided not to. After all, she had grown up and could not be as proactive as before. When he returned to the hostel to pack his things, an unknown number called him. Wang Zhong picked up the call curiously. It was Wang Xiaoming's voice. Hello, Sun Lianjie. Guess who I am? Wang Zhong rolled his eyes. Why would the superstar Wang Xiaoming call him? Brother Xiaoming, I didn't expect you to call me. Wang Zhong was flabbergasted. As a superstar, Wang Xiaoming had actually called him. This was something he had never expected. Haha, your ears are still sharp. It's like this. Director Su Wanqiang told me about your appearance in the music program, Wang Xiaoming suddenly said in a serious tone. Okay, I won't be participating in that program. Initially, Wang Zhong thought that Wang Xiaoming was telling him this to persuade him to participate in it again. He did not expect Wang Xiaoming to say, okay, I support you. Really? Wang Xiaoming said, of course. I know the cause and effect. I'm also very angry, so I support you. Alright, this phone call was given to me by the program team. Initially, they told me to persuade you to participate in the next season's program. But after knowing about your incident, I feel that there's no need. Thank you for your understanding, Wang Zhong said. It's okay. I also felt that your song was really good. That's why I said that. You can totally rely on yourself. You're about to graduate, right? Wang Xiaoming asked, what's your next step? I'll still work at the bar for now. Okay, I'm really sorry about this incident. I was the one who invited you to participate. I didn't expect this to happen. So, he called mainly to apologize. It had to be said that Wang Zhong's impression of him improved a little. After a few polite words, Wang Xiaoming heard that Wang Zhong was actually approaching the Academy of Arts. He said in surprise, so, not only do you want to sing, but you also want to act. Yeah, I'm more interested in acting. It's a pity that I haven't had the chance to do so, Wang Zhong said. Wang Xiaoming said, how about this? I happen to be filming nearby. If you want, I can give you a few chances. To be honest, you're not an amateur anymore. As long as your acting skills are good, the director will probably use you. When Wang Zhong heard this, he felt that this was an opportunity. He was not a very arrogant person. If someone was willing to help him, he would definitely be happy. Wang Zhong said, thank you very much. Okay, then the day after tomorrow. There's a scene at the bar. I think it's very suitable for you, Wang Xiaoming said excitedly. Wang Zhong said, okay, I'll definitely be there the day after tomorrow. Wang Xiaoming said, then it's a deal. I'll send you the address and time later. If there's anything you don't understand in the future, feel free to ask me. After hanging up, Wang Xiaoming sent the address and time over. The location was not far from here. Wang Zhong was a little excited. He did not expect to get an opportunity to act after rejecting the male music program. Of course, Wang Zhong did not get carried away. After moving out of school early, Wang Zhong stayed outside of the place rented by his third sister. After returning home, he called his mother and told her that he would be home for a while. Then, he waited for the day after tomorrow. 2 days later, Wang Zhong rode his electric scooter with anticipation and headed to the set that Wang Xiaoming had mentioned. The film city was indeed very big. It was divided into ancient buildings, republic buildings, and several areas outside. There were a lot of people on the streets. Most of them were people who came here with movie dreams. Of course, this movie dream was not their dream. It was their dream to get rich. These people all wanted to become famous one day and become a big star and earn a lot of money. The world was full of people who came here for profit. If the big stars did not want to earn money, these people would definitely not appear here. This was the reality. Finally, Wang Zhong arrived at the set that Wang Xiaoming had mentioned.
This was a typical modern set because this street was built according to the urban style. When the electric scooter stopped, Wang Zhong saw a lot of people waiting at the entrance.
"Hey, you can't park here."
Then, a short middle-aged man wearing a black hat walked over. He frowned and said, "There will be filming here later.
"Hurry up and leave." I want to ask if Wang Xiaoming's movie is being filmed here?"
Since he was already here, Wang Zhong had to ask. "It is indeed here," the middle-aged man said. Then, he suddenly looked at Wang Zhong and said, "Hey, you look very familiar." He quickly took out a pair of glasses from his shirt pocket and looked at Wang Zhong.
"Oh, I recognize you. It's you."
Wang Zhong was puzzled. He was not a famous person.
How could he recognize him?
"You're actually here? This is unexpected.
Let's get to know each other. I'm Zhou Peng. Everyone calls me Old Zhou. I'm the group leader here."
Chapter 379. Zhou Peng extended his hand in a very familiar manner, politely extending it towards Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong naturally knew about the so-called group leaders. They were like a group of small leaders who played small roles. These group leaders knew quite a number of film crews and had quite a number of people under them. Once a film crew needed many small roles, these people would be the first to act as group leaders. Those who could become group leaders were usually people with some capabilities and prestige. Those who played small roles would all be in awe of them. Wang Zhong didn't expect this person to be a group leader. But the strange thing was that he didn't know him at all.
"You know me?" Wang Zhong asked. "Of course I know you. I went to your bar to play before."
"You're the little prince of the bar. To be honest, your songs are really impressive, especially that, 'Don't Say You Love Me When I'm Lonely.' To be honest, with your standards, you can definitely advance."
"That Shan Yin deliberately messed with you."
Wang Zhong smiled and said, "Later on, the production team invited me, but I didn't agree."
Zhou Peng gave him a thumbs up. "You have a temper."
"Right, you can't be here to play small roles, right? If you're interested, I happen to have a few roles on hand." Wang Zhong said, "Actually, it was Wang Xiaoming who asked me to come this time."
Zhou Peng looked surprised.
"You know the famous celebrity Wang Xiaoming?"
"He's just helping me out a little."
"That's also your capability. How about this? I'll bring you in," Zhou Peng said. "It was good to make more friends." Wang Zhong nodded, agreeing. Zhou Peng wasn't a bad person. Knowing that Wang Zhong wasn't familiar with this place, he gave him a rough introduction as they walked. "We're the film crew here to watch the meteor shower together. The director is Su Wanqiang. When his temper is good, Su Wanqiang is as good as your father. When his temper is bad, he can chase you away directly. But since you were introduced by Wang Xiaoming, he'll definitely give you face." After saying that, Zhou Peng brought Wang Zhong to a square. Right now, quite a number of people were gathered here, filming a scene of Wang Xiaoming talking to someone. It was Wang Zhong's first time seeing such a large-scale filming scene, and he felt very surprised. "Cut." Just then, Su Wanqiang shouted, "Very good. This scene is done. Prepare for the next scene. Bar trouble." The staff around Wang Xiaoming nodded, and everyone got ready. At the same time, Wang Xiaoming also noticed Wang Zhong coming over. He waved at Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong walked over. Wang Xiaoming smiled and said, "If you didn't come over, I would have called you. It's such a good opportunity."
"Of course I have to come early."
Wang Xiaoming said, "Come over and meet the director.
I've told him about you.
There's a role that suits you very well." Soon, Wang Zhong was led by Wang Xiaoming to director Su Wanqiang's side. Su Wanqiang was in the middle of a conversation with a few actors. It seemed like they were discussing what to do next. When he saw Wang Xiaoming, Su Wanqiang stopped talking and said to Wang Xiaoming, "Yo, Sun Lianjie's here." "Hello, Director Su," Wang Zhong greeted. Su Wenqiang stood up and walked around Wang Zhong. The surrounding people all looked at Wang Zhong. All of a sudden, Wang Zhong felt a little uncomfortable being stared at. It was like a young lady being stared at by a group of men. Su Wenqiang nodded and said, "Your appearance is okay. You're quite muscular." Saying that, he patted Wang Zhong's arm and said, "Good fellow, you're quite muscular, aren't you?" Wang Zhong said honestly, "I grew up farming with my family. That's why my body is like this." "Not bad. You're very suitable for this role." Su Wenqiang picked up the cup of coffee that his assistant handed over and said proudly, "Have you acted in a drama before?" Wang Zhong shook his head and said, "No. It's okay if you haven't. You have experience on the stage. As long as you don't get stage fright, it's fine," Wang Xiaoming said encouragingly. "Not bad. Alright, Sun Lianjie, do you have any requests for remuneration?" Originally, a small role like Wang Zhong didn't have a very high remuneration. But since Wang Xiaoming had introduced him and Wang Zhong was considered a small-time singer, he naturally had to give him some face. In other words, if Wang Zhong appeared on TV, wouldn't it bring up some topics for his drama series? However, Wang Zhong said politely, "I don't have much experience. I'm already very happy that Director Su has given me this opportunity. As for remuneration, just give me a bento box will do." Wang Zhong's humble attitude made Su Wenqiang very satisfied. He praised, "This is the first time I've seen someone who only asks for a bento box. Just based on what you said, don't worry. If there's a good role in the future, I'll definitely look for you." "Thank you, Director. But I have another request," Wang Zhong said. Su Wenqiang frowned and said, "What is it?" Wang Xiaoming also looked at Wang Zhong curiously. He thought about how he had interacted with Sun Lianjie before and felt that he was a very sensible person. Why did he suddenly become like this? Just as everyone thought that Wang Zhong would make some request, Wang Zhong said, "It's not a big request. It's just that if I don't act well, Director Su, you'll have to teach me more." Su Wenqiang was stunned. Then he laughed out loud and said, Sure, Xiao Zhou." The group leader, Zhou Pang, ran over and shouted, "Director, you were looking for me? Tell Sun Lianjie about the role of the gangster in the bar, Duan Hu." "Gangster?" Wang Zhong was stunned. "You want me to act as a gangster?" Seeing Wang Zhong's reaction, Su Wenqiang said, "This role has lines. You're very sturdy. You're very suitable for this kind of gangster role." Wang Zhong didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "After observing me for so long, it turns out that I have a good figure and I'm suitable for the role of a gangster." Su Wenqiang continued, "Although the role is a villain, I'm still considering adding more scenes for this role. If you don't think it's suitable, you can reject it." Wang Xiaoming patted Wang Zhong on the shoulder and said, "Give it a try. If you perform well, you'll have more opportunities in the future." It was rare for him to be given a chance. Wang Zhong obviously couldn't reject it. There was no need to reject it. He nodded and said, "Sure. Very good. Eat first. After eating, rest for a while. Let the makeup artist do your makeup." Then, Su Wenqiang, Wang Xiaoming, and the rest left. Wang Zhong followed Zhou Pang and went to the place where they received their lunchboxes. The lunchboxes were quite sumptuous. There was a big drumstick inside. Many extras were squatting on the ground and eating their lunchboxes. As Zhou Pang ate, he said enviously, "Sun Lianjie, you're really lucky. Although this role is a villain, it has lines." Although Wang Zhong had never played a minor role before, he knew that a minor role with lines was extremely precious. Just this one role alone was enough to cause quite a few people to fight for it behind the scenes. Also, let me tell you, not only does it have lines, but it also has scenes with the female lead, Zhou Pang said mysteriously. Wang Zhong's heart skipped a beat. He instinctively said, "Female lead? Su Wen?" "Yeah. Who else could it be?" Zhou Pang looked around. When he saw that there was no one around, he said boldly, "If I can act with Su Wen, I'm willing to give up a year of my life." Wang Zhong almost laughed.
He wondered what Zhou Peng would think if he knew that he had saved Su Wan when he was young. After eating, Zhou Peng took the script from the director's assistant. Wang Zhong took it and read it. The script was quite thick. At that time, his scenes were only half a page. The scene was simple. At night, the white-collar worker played by Su Wan ran to a bar to get drunk because she encountered unfair treatment at work. She did not expect to be harassed by Wang Zhong's character, Duan Hu. He did not expect Su Wan to be trained and had a bad temper. She picked up a beer bottle and threw it at Wang Zhong. At that time, Wang Zhong's head was smashed and he was sent to the hospital. There was also a scene where he entered the hospital and prepared to blackmail Su Wan. However, this scene was dispensable. Perhaps it did not need to be filmed. Perhaps even if it was filmed, it might be cut in the later stages due to time constraints. In short, it depended on how it was acted out. That was why Su Wanqiang said that Wang Zhong's character might have a chance to appear again in the future. After reading the script, Wang Zhong was speechless. There were indeed a lot of lines, but this character was really not likable. Especially some of the lines, they were very rude. For example, "Beauty, your dress is quite beautiful. Let me see what material it is made of. Beauty, play with me. Beauty, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. It is your fortune that I have taken a fancy to you." You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.